ask him more if you
Welcome to Seven Sided Die's Carpathian Adventure.
Right here. I'm not going to use it.
I'm Tom. That voice in the background, that nebulous voice, is Eli, otherwise aka Shalom. In a moment, we'll introduce him and the other players. Before that, thank you for joining us. I think there's 49 subscribers, unless we got a number 50. More to follow on that. Please know that, unlike some other Twitch and YouTube channels, I, at least, ensures a few are parents, students, etc. So we do this strictly for fun. We hope you enjoy it, nonetheless. Lest I forget to mention it, we must thank Sirenscape for the use of their audio sound effects. You'll hear some of them in a moment. That's www.syrenscape.com. We also must thank artist Yenu for the terrific character sketches. I know his site, he's not taking commissions right now, I believe, but when able, please patronize him at the @ Yenu, that's Jeinu draws, DRAWS on Instagram, or the @ Jeinu on Tumblr and Twitter. Again, we would like to thank you, our Twitch, Instagram, and Twitter followers, and our YouTube subscribers for joining us. If you have not already, please follow on Twitch and Instagram and on Twitter. Like and subscribe. Please subscribe on YouTube. And as Brian the Hammer says,
ding that bell.
I need a bell. Oh. Ding that bell. He said it once and now it's like stuck.
Ding it.
During the stream, we are watching Twitch, or some people at the table are watching Twitch. I'm a little busy, but some people are at the table watching Twitch. So please feel free to ask us questions. While live, we will endeavor to answer them, if appropriate. We won't go too far off the rails, so to speak. Brad, or the Carpathian Adventures, Jumnus Dawnflower, is marketing our t-shirts and sweatshirts with our seven-sided die logo and other designs. We also have a contest running that he is organizing. Brad, let's go over to Brad. Hey, Brad.
Hello. Welcome to Seven-Sided Die's Carpathian Adventure. I forgot what I was supposed to be saying. I was so locked in. So, t-shirts. Yes, we're doing a sweepstakes for the t-shirts. It's for YouTube subscribers. So if you subscribe to our YouTube, you'll be entered for a chance to win a t-shirt. And they're like the nice, soft tri-blend. It'll have our logo on it. So wherever you go, you can tell people about your love for Seven-Sided Die. A couple people are repping Seven-Sided Die.
I know it's backwards.
Yeah, I wasn't going to say it this time. We covered that last week.
I know.
Or last session. We are currently at 49, as Tom said, unless somebody else is subscribed. So hopefully tonight, tomorrow, sometime before next one. You need your subscriptions, or your YouTube subscriptions, public. Otherwise, we won't know that you subscribed. We won't be able to tell it to you, and you can't win. So don't forget that. If you just want to buy a shirt, because your chances of winning are like 150, which is not great, you can go to goldenlucky.threadless.com.
Lottery app.
Well, yeah, the lotteries, yeah, but I mean,
150. That's pretty good. Actually, it's much less than 150. It's probably like 1 in 42-ish.
Yeah,
I am hoping everybody at this table at least subscribe.
Oh no! If I win, I'm gonna take the t-shirt.
Oh, okay.
Just saying.
Okay.
but I pick it, so
I like it. I'll take it. I'll take it. I'll take that.
No. I pick the winner, and I'm just not gonna pick you.
But then that's not random.
Oh, it'll be mostly random.
People
don't like true
just
random
hit the
anyway.
button again.
They've done studies. People don't like true random. People like organized random.
I was gonna say, if I win it, you can pick what the t-shirt is,
It'd be a nice...
and I will wear it on the stream.
Even if it was hot pink.
Even if it was hot pink.
A lot about Candy
Well, we'll
Crush.
see. Hopefully one of you guys will win instead. What else? Yenu's commissions open back up, I think, in March. So that will be when you can get a cool character art like we have. That's it.
Yeah, they're pretty cool.
Awesome. Thank you, Brad. Awesome. Again, thank you, Brad. Technology failed me.
That was good.
Mark, I need you to reach up and tap that button right in the center. That's Mark, because his shoulder went in there anyway, so you know that it's Mark. Okay, travel back 700 years. The year is roughly 1318. Hungary is at its height, and the nascent Ottomans are on the rise. While the papacy is being challenged by an anti-pope, the Templars recede into memory, and the Teutonic Order seems to be growing in power. Castles have risen throughout the lands to consolidate feudal power and to deal with the Viking threat. Yet the Varangian mercenaries still abound. Farther afield, the neither Holy nor Roman nor an empire, HRE, battles internally, and the players may have met a former emperor. And France continues to duke it out with England. Interspersed among all of these trials and tribulations, powerful dragons and vampires have some undefined rivalry, and something wicked has unleashed a new horror from the bowels of the earth. Gundrick may have started a calamity as well. Welcome to the Carpathian adventure. Before I do that, Brad has a synopsis of the previous episode. Brad,
Yes.
what happened?
So to catch you up on the specific party events, less than 5 minutes after failing to defeat the Ottoman Emperor / bloodthirsty vampire Osman Ghazi and being teleported away from his throne room, one of the champions of the sun unleashed a number of spirits from a glowing crystal conveniently left nearby, who consequently escaped and began creating armies of undead monsters, potentially causing the zombie apocalypse. Desperately needing a rest after fighting vampires, ghosts, and zombies all within the course of an hour, the party rowed themselves to a strange boat anchored offshore, belonging to eccentric members of the AVC, or agency, who were in the area to pick up one of the party's traveling companions. Feeling like he owed the party an explanation for why he attacked Osman Ghazi, Jomnus went on a 9-minute-long backstory dump explaining how he got his divine powers. The party discussed their next move, deciding to head to Heaven and Hell, 2 giant holes in the ground supposedly connected to the glowing crystal that released the spirits. During the night, some of the party members had seemingly prophetic dreams. In the morning, Marius was contacted by Osman Ghazi, who attempted to convince the knight to betray the party. Feeling particularly open and honest, just about everyone discussed these events. The party ventured into an abandoned monastery at the bottom of Senate, which is the Chasm of Heaven. They discovered a secret passage leading underground in the direction of the glowing crystal. Eventually, this led them to the guardian of the glowing crystal, the undead Frederick I, former ruler of the Holy Roman Empire, and his skeletal army. Knowing that they had to put an end to the evil of the crystal, the party attacked.
Dun 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 dun!
Not quite motor machines, but very close.
Not quite what?
Motor machines, the speed of your voice.
I'm gonna time you next time.
My goodness, how long
that was a
that?
lot of words.
It was a lot of words. I don't actually know. I didn't do an approximation this time.
Hey.
It's you and Eminem.
No. Eminem wins every time.
Roleplay warm-up question. Brian, a.k.a. Boren.
Okay. No, asking. Your internet is you changed your Wi-Fi.
Yeah, you must have changed your Wi-Fi.
Yeah, and I use D&D Beyond, so I can't connect. So I'm trying to get my character sheet up.
Blame my wife. No, I'm only kidding. This is the first I've heard that. What is your character's greatest weakness?
Connect to Rhino and put in Delta 123.
Oh.
Ooh, you can now.
Well, they have to be within. I think they got to be within 30 feet of
That's
it.
right. If you're within 30 feet of this location.
So stalkers. Stalkers beware.
Can you imagine it just starts popping up like 7 connections?
Okay.
Whoa, wait a minute.
Or it's greatest,
Can you hear me now? It's like this group of people behind you.
Who are you?
There's at least 49 people following you.
So, Lawrence's greatest weakness is not only just his blind rage that he has a tendency to go into, but I would say that it's his inability to alter his course. He is when he gets fixated on a path, he wants to drive through that path.
That's accurate.
Regardless of whether or not maybe there's other solutions around, or whether or not it's going to be good for himself or everyone else. I think it's something that he's learning to deal with and he's learning to adjust to. But he is a wrecking ball, and it's tough for a wrecking ball to change course.
Awesome. Thank you.
Picturing Miley Cyrus right now.
Shalom.
What?
What is Shalom's greatest weakness?
I wish we had fan art.
If I go by my
Me too.
We could do this.
my traits here,
I could draw.
my flaw would be something similar to Boring's, but I think my greatest weakness is actually my greatest strength, which is my faith. People can use this
Oh,
against
okay.
me.
Interesting. Okay, so your greatest strength can also be
My
a
greatest
detriment.
Like Batman.
Okay, fair enough.
People can use against me. I may be wrong. I'm not God. I'm not always right.
Okay, I like that. That's cool. Reiner, welcome back for. I know we probably won't see you for another 6 months in person, literally. But
Come on, make me feel bad about it.
You know what? That's your dad. You should feel very bad.
Ow!
Ow! Ah!
I would be heartbroken.
My heart.
I know, but it probably won't be till summer break. The next time we see you, I understand. Life has a way of taking you in other directions, so it's all good. What is Mattias Bathory's greatest weakness?
What is your weakness?
I'd say he has two. The most obvious and the one that most immediately took a toll recently would be his tendency to put duty before everything else. In particular, duty to his oaths and more particularly to his sovereign. As demonstrated with the thing with Osman, it can lead him to some odd paths. And the other one would probably be his tendency to put his family first in his mind, and their well-being and their station before everything else.
Okay. Duty and family. Again, kind of like Shalom. Their strengths, but their potentially weaknesses that can be exploited. Kip. If Kip can say. Because I know that there's some...
Yeah, well, I mean, there's like the obvious one, but I was going to go a little different because I think it actually ties to, like Kip's greatest weakness. I think is he's just lost. I think that he lost something very dear to him, and he doesn't know what to really do about this. So he's got these things that are going on with him that he doesn't quite understand, and he kind of blindly follows them, and in the hopes, which is something that's pretty much all he's got left is his hope that it could bring him to some sort of a resolution or a conclusion to what happened to him, for the better or not. And I think he's trying to figure things out and kind of, but at the same time, he's just blindly going down this path. And like he doesn't know where it's going to take him. He doesn't even know if it's real.
Okay, interesting.
Yeah.
I like the character development. I'm interested to see where you go with it. Ryan Balder, if he has one.
He does.
Oh, well, one that's of his
wrapped
own,
around his finger.
of his own doing.
He's not afraid of that. No, honestly, probably his greatest fear would be his fear of failure. He kind of every decision he makes is kind of based off of fighting that fear or like not showing it to other people. So it comes down to he's just worried that his best will never be good enough, and then when his party members need him, that'll be the moment he lets them down, and he'll die a coward. So everything he does is based off of proving that he doesn't feel that way.
Okay. Wow, that's a high standard to hold up to. A perfectionist. Jumnus, Dawnflower, Brad.
So bad. I think Gemnus is it's very similar to Shalom and Reiner, I think, or Shalom and Mattias. Excuse me. I'm not used to you being here. It's good though, don't get me wrong.
Shalom and Skype kid.
Shalom and computer screen.
There you go. You just coined my nickname for the viewers. Good job.
I think Gemnus has a hard time saying no. Like he sees people that need help, and he sees it everywhere because it's a dark time and everyone needs help. And he feels like obligated to do everything he can, and to he just absorbs all these quests and all these things because he keeps trying to help. And it's you can't juggle all of that. So by trying to be committed to too many things, he's not committed to any of them, and it's impossible to juggle them all. So that's his problem, is he can't refuse to help. I think is one of his big weaknesses.
Okay, so
too nice.
Similarly, it's a it's a positive thing that unfortunately, or fortunately, depending how you look at it, can be exploited. Okay, well, thank you very much. I appreciate the
He's already making plans.
Well, it helps me to create a better experience for you. I mean, you can not tell me anything, and then you get what you get. We are in the midst of a combat in a large dungeon with a huge high ceiling. There is a massive blue glowing crystal extending straight up to the ceiling. It appears as though it goes up almost 100-ish feet, and then it keeps going straight up through the dirt. You know that you are probably at least 200 feet down in the ground right now. There are skeletons rising up from the remains of skeletons on the ground almost as quick as you knock them down again. In the room is this slightly larger than human. He's not massive. What you see is what you get. Kind of mixture of corporeal and non-corporeal king. He's wearing a golden, albeit battered crown with a few blue gems in it, and a few looks like spaces where there were blue gems where they had been pried out, and it's kind of beat up around his head. He's wielding a sword that is also somewhat non-corporeal. And the battle continues, right? We are up, and I believe the initiative still remains. Shalom, you are up. Kip is on deck.
One question. I don't think we're live.
Yeah.
We're on YouTube, but not Twitch.
Yeah,
I meant to say that.
Emily just texted me.
Yes.
She's concerned that we're not live.
Yeah.
Oh.
There's nothing I can do about it right now.
Got it.
I mean, I can, but
I tweeted out that our Twitch wasn't working.
I don't know why.
We don't have any Twitch followers, so it doesn't. Or Twitter followers, so it doesn't matter. But
For
Josh, short of
Josh is on YouTube. Josh is watching on YouTube.
All right.
short
Josh is on
of
top of
knocking the thing down and putting it back up again.
But it's live on YouTube?
Yeah.
We are live on YouTube.
Emily is.
And it is
Probably
being recorded,
transfer the-
so we can always upload it right away to Twitch.
Cool.
But there's nothing I can do about it right now. But if you... So,
Shalom.
you can't hear me anyway if you're watching on Twitch, so there's nothing I can do about it. Technology.
So
Thank you for letting me know.
Those guys were destroyed recently, right? All the skeletons.
Sure.
Yeah,
They're coming right back up.
Yeah, they're coming back up, but I have time
Everybody
to
with
move.
radiance to the
Sure,
dome.
sure.
That was the last thing.
Sure.
Where are you going?
Sure. Because this guy is down, but he's not dead.
Yeah,
Correct.
He's pinned under the horse,
The
and I
horse
have my head
is
on his.
Down,
I have
kind
my-
of flailing about.
I have my foot on his head. I remember
Okay.
specifically doing that.
Yeah.
Yeah, the ones around me got
Everybody
were a bit knocked apart, but we're getting back up. If I recall.
Yeah. Okay. So
They're getting back, but I had. My question is because I didn't want to start.
you can move.
give him an opportunity to attack.
Sure.
I'm gonna go to this guy and I'm gonna attack him.
Okay.
That's my guy. It's my kill.
He's taking it.
Steal my kill, bro.
He is prone, so you get
He's a Hungarian
advantage.
prince.
Oh, he's stealing my kill.
It's not his fault. You're so
Natural
slow.
20.
That's
Oh,
a hit.
come on, man.
Critical too. It's a good.
Shall I?
Rogues, man.
Rogues, man, what's up? Sneaking behind your
Lose an
back. Just when you knock a guy down.
There's an eye. Somebody could shuffle.
Oh,
Oh,
boy.
no.
Oh, man.
This is why you're on a computer.
Go back to the internet.
Okay.
Go to your room and Skype in.
Ow!
My heart.
That'd be
You can
hilarious.
put it back and just draw it.
Maximum damage.
Okay.
Arm.
Well, my maximum damage is, since I'm going to use my sneak attack, because I have advantage, is 28.
28. Ouch.
No,
Ouch.
that's nothing. He's gonna be up. No problem. I'll finish him.
He's got one left for you.
Don't worry, I got him.
And I'm going to attack him again.
How dare you?
Kip, you are on deck, followed by Mattias, Balder opponents.
23.
23 hits, yes, of course. I don't think there is.
So whopping 2 damage.
2 damage, still up.
So 30 damage. On this round.
Yes.
Pretty good.
Pretty good. Okay, Kip, you're up. Mattias, you're on deck.
All right. So, as a bonus action, I will cast Hunter's Mark.
I'm not used to that.
I guess I'm that guy right there.
Okay.
The big dude, right?
Okay, does he get a save against that?
No.
Okie doke.
Okay. And that is attack. And I will shoot an arrow at him. 16. 21?
21 hits.
Excellent. And that will be 8. That's an 8. That's an 8. There's an 8. 13? No. 13. Yeah,
13 points of damage.
No, hang on. There's more than that. It's my Hunter's Mark. My Hunter's
Plus
Mark.
another d6, right?
D6, yes. So, sorry.
Okay.
2 more.
Okay.
Okay, and I will attack again. So that's 12?
No.
Okay. And that's my turn.
Okay, that was Kip. Mattias, you are up. Balder, you're on deck.
All right. I'm gonna make an attack to try and knock down these. Are these skeletons up again?
Yes.
All right. I'm gonna make an attack to try and knock them down.
Okay.
And that is a 14 plus a 3 plus a 3 plus a 5. That's 25.
Yeah,
Hey,
definitely.
Kip, does your wolf get a movement, or does it cost you a bonus action to move him?
I can move.
Oh, okay.
And then the longsword does d8 plus 3 plus 5. That is 11 damage.
11 damage on one that was wounded goes down. Okay. Unless you object on the one that would.
No, I don't.
Yeah. Okay. He was wounded already, yes.
Matthias
Okay.
is crowd control.
Yeah. I'm gonna
Spins his
try-
lancer.
Well, no, I'm using the sword at the moment. But I should try swinging the lance around sometime. I got a special bonus with that. So
Hop on your horse and start impaling people.
This is 2 coconuts.
That's a 19.
That hits.
And that is an 8 plus an 8. That's 16 damage.
Your sword cleaves through the bones. You see them splinter and fly apart as you do so. And another skeleton. Parts of it
You see, I have
Splintering
action
into
surge,
wood
so
chunks.
I have 1 extra action.
There you go.
Well, you don't get that back.
Yeah, it's once per.
Once per long
rest?
rest, I think. So yeah, you may not want to use that.
Yeah, I'll
because
save
we don't
that
know
then.
what we're.
Okay. Matty, is that it?
Yes.
Mattias, Balder's up, opponents are on deck, followed by Borinth and Jumnus.
I'm gonna continue to attack the crystal with a 19.
Ooh. And you hit.
All right, he just keeps going over and over again,
Roll the
smashing that hammer.
damage to it.
And we've got 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 to the crystal, and then 3 plus 10 to the guy standing next to it, the bad guy.
Frederick.
Frederick.
Frodrick.
Yeah.
Friedrich Barbarossa.
Frodrick.
Anything else?
I do. I get to attack again,
Okay.
and I will with a 20 something.
You hit the crystal, yes.
Yeah. Oh. And we're getting 7 damage.
7 damage.
And I believe that is my turn. We're good.
As you smash into the crystal with your
relentless.
huge chunks of the crystal are falling away. I assume you're taking care not to come in physical contact with
Just
the crystal
smashing
itself.
away at it.
As you smash, you see
Spraying
they
their
tend
face.
to lose.
Like a hammer on an anvil. I just keep hoping it will break.
And it does. It shatters. You can see it. It's almost like cutting into a redwood. You're like taking chunks out of this huge tree as you bash into it. And as the chunks fly out, they tend to lose their color. They become this somewhat clear, semi-opaque, semi-translucent kind of color, akin to quartz. I know.
Tom, I don't know if you can answer this because I don't know if I can see it. But if I see those, does that look like the shards that we saw when we came through the portal? You said that they were like shards, and they were everything was scraped away from them.
There's one blue crystal smashed.
Yeah, you said there was one that was smashed, similar to quartz. Does it look similar?
But if this one is
or would I not see that?
Clear, it might not be the same thing.
Okay, note to self, do not let Gundrick near any of those shards.
Okay, that's Baldur. The opponents are up. Okay, this guy, he's going to... He can, like, whoosh right past you. And let me see. He's going to go right up to Baldur. To protect... Or Borinth, rather. To protect his friend and compatriot. And as you see...
Doesn't he get an opportunity?
No, he doesn't, actually. He seems to like almost like mist-like form across the room, but you still hear the bones crunching underneath his feet as he goes across. Go ahead. What was somebody else going to say?
Oh, no, if he becomes incorporeal.
Okay, no. And then he reaches up, and even as all the damage that was done to him, some of it seems to somewhat like repair itself, in effect, kind of like you see, if there's such a thing as a wound on a ghost or like thing. He's not a ghost, but like a ghost-like thing, it kind of closes up. Does that make sense?
I don't know if it matters.
Yes,
I think it mattered for the vampires. I don't know if it mattered for this guy, but he has taken radiant damage in the past.
Yes, I know that, but he's also taken damage from
I'm just
chunks of
I'm
stuff.
just I'm not sure what matters. Or doesn't.
It absolutely does matter.
It happened last
please.
time, so I
Yeah,
wanted to
keep me
remind
honest. Absolutely. Yeah. Yep. And Borinth, he's right up on top of you.
Come into play.
Perfect timing.
Oh,
Yeah, right.
his face drops open. His jaw seems. You ever seen the picture? Who did the scream?
Oh, yeah.
What was the artist?
Oh, that thing.
Anyway, you see his mouth drop and goes.
Okay.
Roll a save, wisdom save.
The mummy.
No. Well, the mummy probably would be a good comparison, actually.
He swallows the...
Yeah, forget now.
Everybody knows that.
Wisdom, you said?
Yes, I did.
That's not good. That's an 8.
8. You
said that.
are
Can't remember the guy's name.
frightened.
I don't know.
Oh, you don't?
Raging.
Okay, you're immune to fright.
I've never seen it.
If you
While
are,
I'm
that's
raging.
cool.
Oh, yeah, I guess
Yeah.
so.
While I'm raging, I am.
Okay, then it doesn't affect
Who
you.
is this?
Okay.
Who was this? Him,
Nice.
right?
Ooh, awesome for
He's
you.
moving away from me. So
Yeah.
As good as the other
Need a
two.
card.
It's just a different actors playing Evie.
His sword comes plowing into you, and I'm sure a 9 misses, but a 25 probably hits, right?
I didn't make it.
And
Sorry.
I printed a big one for betrayal. I might print 5.
12 points of damage. I assume divided in
half.
half to 6 points of damage, right?
Yep.
Okay, and that's what he does. Okay, and Giza decides to say the heck with his leg. He rips his leg free. It actually kind of explodes, and you see him standing there with one leg kind of raised up, his knee on it, and the other one is just a stub stuck in the ground, and he swings away at you, Shalom.
Stood up with one leg.
That's
Tough to do.
I noticed it.
I was.
And
Don't
the same
worry,
Respect
don't
for
worry,
his
don't worry.
tenacity.
Borinth was stepping on
He's
his
doing.
head.
He's
I
doing
was,
pistol
but-
squats.
Well, it
I just
wasn't.
got
It was
attacked.
just. It was more role play than
You did a
actual
pistol squat up.
Yeah, right.
That's impressive.
That is super impressive. That hurts a lot.
You're like, whoa, bro, we should train together.
Yeah, right.
his
Why are we fighting here?
sword
We
swings
should be-
away.
we should be squatting
I'm
together.
Sure,
It's
a
gotta be a good training partner.
6 does not hit, and a 19.
He's impressive.
19 hits.
He's 19
He's
hits.
got to be
Okay.
limber.
19 hits, and you take, lousy. 5 points of damage.
I'm gonna use my reaction
Okay.
to use my uncanny dodge and half it.
Okay.
Does it go
Half
up
of
or down?
5. 1, 2, 3, down, 4, 5. Unless you know the answer. I don't know the answer.
What does that mean?
It goes down, in this
Down.
case. I understand what you mean. The
Oh,
question
you're
is, does it
rounding?
roll up or roll down? I don't know.
Oh, round up or round down, you mean, right?
I thought
when he's in line of
usually
sight.
roll down for every.
Okay, do you? Okay, well, then it's only a lousy
Just
2
in
points
line
of
of
damage.
Now
I'm
we're
a
good.
lousy.
Okay, some different ones get up
Little
and
paper.
move toward Mattias over here. Now roll.
I keep losing my circus.
And some of them pile on the dog. And some pile on you over here. And some get up and start piling on you over here. And some get up and start piling on you over here. And some get up and start piling on you over here. Yeah. One comes up. Okay, on Shalom, two strength check, please. Strength versus what is it? What's the grappling? Strength versus strength, right?
It's athletics versus athletics or acrobatics.
Okay, athletics or acrobatics.
Okay.
And
Do I roll twice? Is that it?
just roll once. You can roll once. And
22.
oh, you see these two guys? They're trying to wrap themselves around you. And Vorinth, this is a waste of time, but Vorinth too as well. Over on Kip, a save as well. Oof, natural 1. You see one of the guys, 2 natural ones. These guys fall on their face. And then so 1 save for you. And on
Feeling
your
very happy with yourself
dog.
right now. Like, yeah, that's right.
Your dog, make a save. I assume, yeah.
Poor wolf.
I know it's a wolf.
Wolf
Do I have to
dog.
roll for?
Yes.
What am I rolling with?
Strength or acrobatics, and on Nadia,
Very
strength or
strange
acrobatics.
It's a snout.
Nadia,
She's a huge
strength or
dog.
acrobatics.
Can
Please.
you roll acrobatics?
Yes, one or the other.
Or athletics.
And
Oh, I'm
on
rolling athletics.
Jumnus,
No.
the same.
I missed what I had to do because I was trying to connect to the internet.
You just roll a strength
That's a
or acrobatics.
That's a 19.
19.
That's a natural 20.
I have advantage
Natural
on strength
20.
saving throws to make it.
You've got
Still
one
not good.
wrapped around you
It's
right
not a
now.
saving throw,
Mattias.
it's an
He's like
acrobat roll.
grappling you.
Oh, is that what it was?
Acrobat or athletics.
Dexterity
roll.
or strength? I have advantage.
Okay.
I had a 10.
10. You've
I
got
have advantage on
2
dexterity
wrapped
or-
around you right now. You are. I don't have up here.
It's
You
not a
have
saving
grapple.
throw.
You are
It's-
grappled.
I understand that. I have few
And
Finally.
then 1 on Balder. Waste of time.
Oh, I don't know. You're raging, right?
Go for it.
Yeah,
Roll.
raging. That's why I have.
You're like a strength monster.
23,
Yeah,
22.
yeah, like I said. Okay, and that is the opponents. Vorinth, you are up. Jumnus, you're on deck.
Oh, okay.
So this guy is up now.
All right.
Without the horse.
Yes, without the horse. The horse is flopping around on the ground. I
All right.
can't take him off the horse, though.
So everybody wants to play with Uncle Borinth.
We're planning.
I'm gonna yell out to Balder real quick. Balder, how's that stone going? And then I'm gonna take.
We're getting there.
I'm gonna go
Driving in a
reckless.
railroad spike.
I'm gonna go reckless on Frodrick.
Frederick?
Yep, I'm going reckless, and I'm already frenzied. So. Nightmare. All right, it's 18 plus 11 to hit.
You hit
Pretty
him.
sure that
Someone
hits.
threw me their sword.
And
Skeleton.
damage is. I'll try this fancy new dice from. So that's 10. That's 13 on the first attack. 13 damage.
13
first attack.
damage. Ouch.
Okay. Second attack. What is up? All right, that's a 19 plus 11 to hit.
Yeah,
That hits.
it's
Second
19
attack
plus 11 to hit.
is Oh, nice. That's 12 plus, so that's 22 points of damage for the second hit.
Yeah, you hit.
All right. Third attack.
That's a plus 10.
Your first one was always hard.
3.5. I had a crack.
So it's 17, 18 to hit.
18 just hits.
Okay. And that is... Oh, that sucks. 11 points of damage.
He looks very badly wounded. If something dead can look
Yes.
wounded. Okay.
You messed
Anything
with
else?
the wrong man.
Anything else?
No, that's it. That's all I can
Okay.
do. That's a lot, I think.
Jumnus, you are up. Shalom, you're on deck.
All right. I adjusted my spell list yesterday, or in the morning. So 2 sessions ago, before we left the boat. So I'm going to cast a new spell that I haven't used before, called Spirit Guardians, which you were using in that one. Show.
Pretty awesome, yeah.
It's the most annoying spell in the world. So basically, Spirit Guardians, you call forth spirits to protect you. They flit around you to a distance of 15 feet for the duration, which is up to 10 minutes concentration. I can designate any number of creatures to be unaffected. Any affected creatures, their speed is halved in the area, and when they enter for the first time or start their turn there, they have to make a wisdom saving throw or take, I'm casting at 4th level, so 4d8 radiant damage. Or half if they succeed.
Wow.
Right at the start
How
of their
many
turn.
appear?
It's just a 15-foot radius. So
I think
it's
it
an
did
infinite...
specify. I thought it did specify. It's like 3 or 4.
Guardian Spirits specified. Or no, Guardians of Faith? There's 2 different Guardian spells. This is Spirit Guardians. So this is an infinite number.
It's almost like a dervish or a tornado of spirits, right?
It says that they look angelic or fey. I'd like them to be like little, just tiny suns with little balls of fire flitting around. That's what I would like, if I could flavor it that way. So I will cast that with my action.
Okay.
So it does
and
nothing.
What does it do to the ones that are around you right now?
Right now? Nothing.
Okay, so it's just if somebody enters.
If they enter or at the beginning of their turn.
And they're in it.
And they're in.
Okay.
So we'll tackle that if/when it comes to it.
Opponents go.
But that's my action. And then
So I need you to hold this right here the whole time.
I got you. I can do that.
Continues.
Yeah, that sounds fair. I will totally do that. I got you. Ready?
There's finally a use for this.
All right. And then with my bonus action, I will swing my spiritual weapon at the rock, at the crystal.
Okay.
So close to an 18. That is a 11 on the rock.
No, it didn't. Your spiritual weapon connects with it, and it just like sort of stops.
Okay.
But you felt like it was really, really close.
Okay.
Okay.
That's my turn.
Anything else?
That's it.
That was Jumnus. Shalom, you're up. Kip, you are on deck, followed by Magnus.
Okay.
Alder.
Shalom. Finish him.
Okay, I'm gonna attack the
Kiza?
yes, that guy. Again.
Okay.
The blue one
And-
is my first attack.
Okay.
The other one's my second attack.
Okay.
Both attacks at the same time.
18 and 23.
18 just hits, and 23 definitely hits.
Okay, the first one is gonna be the sneak attack because he's just 5 feet from boring, so I can use my sneak attack.
Okay, dope.
It's good. Good.
13,
Use it occasionally.
14 plus 4, 18.
Ooh, 18
And the second
I don't
one
know if it's going to
plus
come up.
3 damage.
Use it anyway.
21 damage in
I'm
total.
only attacking the critical. Maybe just use it anyway.
I mean, it's okay.
Or just keep going.
Oh, he's looking very bad. You see little parts of his bones falling away as your sword, yes,
A short sword and a dagger.
short sword and dagger cut through these brittle bones. Anything else?
I guess that's all I can do.
Kip, you're up. Mattias, you are on deck.
Awesome. I will fire again at Frederick. 19, 29.
I'm reciting
29 hits.
That is the right target, my friend. That is the right target.
So 9 points of damage.
That grappling didn't affect you, correct? It didn't affect
No.
you. Okay.
No, because grappling only affects us.
You got 9 points of damage. For the first
9
hit.
points
Yep.
on Emperor Frederick.
And
He's not looking so happy.
a 19 for the second attack.
That hits.
Come on.
10 points of damage.
So 19 total.
Yes. Microphone. And
That's why I took a picture of the sign so I remember.
yeah, and no,
Sick
that's they get attack of opportunity.
Sick
on
of Chopper.
move. No, I'm good. I'm done.
Okay. And that's Kip. Mattias, you are up, and I believe you are grappled as well.
Yes. So I'm gonna try and break out the grapple.
Okay.
So is that just a strength check? I forget.
It's the same roll again.
Sure,
So
go
your
for it.
Athletics versus athletics.
Okay. I'm gonna use an inspiration.
There's a lot of die.
And that's a 26.
26. You wrench yourself free from these skeletons that had all, after the one got hold of you, the others had kind of reached in with him. And when you did, and as you do so, they all suddenly explode in bursts of little bits going. Roll a dex save for your dog. For the wolf. Sorry, not dog.
I love it every time you say it. Though, for some reason I laugh.
Curse you,
18.
Caleb, and your
18.
little dog
Okay,
too.
you take half points, half damage. 26 points of damage, Mattias, from all of these flying metal shards.
How many points?
26.
So I
26
take half of
points.
that.
Yes, you take.
Yeah, the wolf is down.
He's down?
Yeah.
13?
Half
Well,
of my
yeah, because he
hit
took
points.
11 points of damage
remaining
from
hit
Warren.
points.
Gotta get that wolf some armor, bro.
Ouch.
We gotta plate mail him up.
Maybe you should pet him instead of
I'm
hitting
in,
him.
I'm in
Like,
full
give him a
plate, and
cookie.
I took 26 damage.
He only has one
I-
goal.
These
How
are
are we
like
gonna get a wolf
flying
armor?
shards
We gotta
of like
fund it.
barbs and so forth.
Is that a thing? Can you do that?
Okay, no.
You probably could.
Now this isn't very
I'm
good
just saying, can we, like,
plate armor if it allows
Anything-
all
anything
that.
else?
Outfit him?
Anything else?
I don't know.
I'm gonna. Well,
up to him.
they're all gone.
Yes, all four of them that were on you suddenly exploded.
Okay.
That's why you took.
Okay. So the question: do I go and help break the crystal, or do I try and protect Lycoa?
Come and go.
Come at me, bro.
Drag Lycloa to my little sphere.
I'll do that.
Okay, you drag like the dog to the little sphere.
Fortunately, he didn't specify you as your safe.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, the
No,
dog's
you're-
not
I don't-
safe, so the
that's
dog
fine.
dies. The spirits instantly
A
destroyed.
dog is nothing but a
Instead of like Cody starts trying to grab Kip. Hey, so grab the dog.
Anything else?
That's two actions, right?
Okay, Boulder, you're up. Followed by the opponents, Boris Jumna.
I continue hacking away at the crystal with a 19.
You hit.
With a 10, 11.
11 points of damage. You're definitely making progress. Cutting
And
through
why
it.
not? What was that? 12 for that little skeleton right next to me. Just because he happened to be there.
12. You see, like, parts of him, like, explode. It's from the...
Oh, no.
What's that from?
The green flame blade.
Oh, the green
It leaps
flame?
off of what I
Parts
hit.
of him are, like, falling away as you do it, and he's just barely standing up by the thread of a nail.
All right. And I'll make a second attack at the crystal, which is a lot to hit. 26 or 27.
Oh, you hit, yeah.
And
You know, at
then
this rate, I think some of these rolls could just be specified as a lot.
8 damage.
8 damage. Anything to... And your hammer continues to bash away at the crystal. Any damage to the skeleton?
Not that time.
Okay. Anything else?
That is it.
Boulder, the opponents. Okay, he's gonna go ahead.
At the beginning of their turn, they all have to make that wisdom save. Or
Okay,
take damage.
including what's his name, right?
Everybody in 15 feet.
And if he,
Pretty much all. 5, 10.
okay, he's. Let me just do him separately.
They have to
here.
beat 17.
He's got exactly a 17.
So he takes 8 damage. 8. Everybody, if they succeed, they take 8. If they fail, they take 16.
So we got 1, 2, 3, correct?
Yeah.
Or 4, correct?
Mm-hmm.
You buy that?
Everybody in 15 feet.
Yeah. What's the number? Well, natural 20, a 17, a 13, and a 6. So 2. You want to pick?
Okay.
Okay.
Good.
Horse dude should be within 15 feet of me as well.
Okay. And horse
Because
dude.
it's
It's 5, 10, 15. So it's,
Yeah.
I mean,
Okay, yep. No, he failed. How much does he take?
8.
16.
16.
16.
And I don't know if it would affect the rock either, but the rock is within 15 feet.
You see Giza standing there. He's like, with his jawless face. And then all of a sudden he just, what is it, like radiant damage?
Yep.
Tiny
Tiny little suns.
blast, this little sunlight bursts through him and his bones just shatter. And his head is on the ground still. He's still looking around, but he is completely down.
Your guardians turn and look at you. You want us to hit a rock?
They're not. They're little balls of sun. So yes, I want them to hit the rock.
Are they like Teletubby suns?
The little
What?
suns.
Are they like
stop-
Teletubby suns?
They stop
No,
in place.
no,
They
they're just-
stop in place and glare at you.
He turns and he
For
looks at you
demeaning
and
them.
says, "What have you done to Giza?
I didn't do it.
What have you done to Giza?
I deserve this.
What have you done?"
It wasn't me. It was those balls of fire.
It was the
He
one-armed man.
rolls a 19
That hits.
and a natural 1.
That
Give me
hits,
a fumble
presumably.
card too. I don't know which one was first, so we'll resolve the 19. 14 points of damage.
Okay.
As this sword cleaves through you, and then he's frightened himself.
One of the balls of fire approaches him.
He is not frightened.
Oh.
He almost.
Who would he run away from?
I don't know. I don't know.
The balls of
That would have been
fire.
really weird. Okay, but that's what happened on his. On the rest, more skeletons. Get up and try. Go ahead and roll. 1, 2, 3. These guys, they got to make their wisdom save. They got to make a wisdom save. They got to make a wisdom save. He'll pile in on you. And he'll come in and pile in on you. He'll pile in on you. They gotta. So those 3 gotta make wisdom saves. And they'll pile in on you. He's probably gonna make a wisdom. And he'll pile in on him. Okay, so they go through. These skeletons are getting up from the ground. They're rising.
The ones I exploded.
These are different. The ground is
right, it's
covered with
It's
skeletons.
practically paved with it.
That was making my concentration save to maintain the spell.
Okie doke. Got it. Okay, on. May just do their wisdom saves
Yup.
first.
I rolled 3, 5, and 5, and then I got a 10.
Okay, fail. So what happens when they fail?
16 damage. Radiant.
Okay, and those 2 are still there. And a 17 and a 2.
17 just makes it.
Okay.
So he takes 8.
So he takes
He
8,
takes
and the
8.
other one takes 16.
They're pretty much down.
Yeah, they're pretty much done. Okay, those 2 over there.
They just get up and go down.
Doesn't matter. Okay,
Pretty
2.
good crowd control, that's for sure.
Boren, make a strength or athletics check and beat a 19.
I rolled a 19 plus
Okay, got it.
8 or
Shalom,
plus-
beat a strength or athletics check and beat a 20.
I roll a 6.
And, okay, you are grappled.
Like 2 of them.
Ryder, you can hand me back your grappled card. And actually, you are still, this guy's still on you, right? No, he's not on you. He's on the dog, so you are no longer grappled. You can hand me back, right?
Sure.
Right?
Yes.
Because they all
You're
blew
the
apart.
DM. You're the boss.
They were all in there. So that's what we're gonna say. Okie doke. And that is them. You guys, it's Borinth, you are up. Jumnus, you're on deck.
Oh, and so.
All right. Frederick.
Yeah, right. Sure.
Why don't you turn your back on me, Frederick? I'm gonna come right up behind the back of him, and I am recklessly going to attack him again.
Is that an action?
Actually, you would get.
No, it's just at the end of your turn.
You get advantage too.
Okay.
Not that
Well,
you
I'm
need
raging,
it.
so I get it.
Not that you need it.
Yeah, 25 to hit.
Oh yeah, you hit.
All right.
Did you use your spiritual?
That is 18 points of damage.
No, I did.
Did you?
Yeah,
The first
I
hit?
missed.
Okay.
On their
And
turn,
I
not
am
my turn.
swinging away, natural 20.
Okay.
Nice.
Pull a crit card, somebody for
Can you
him.
pull a crit card for me?
Don't
Nat
have the camera.
20.
Nat 20. Triple damage.
There it is.
All right, so I gotta roll
That's
damage,
66.
right? Saving throw is a DC 18 con for extra damage. Or maybe that doesn't mean...
Saving throw of what?
No, you
it's,
do triple damage and
okay,
then
so
you
let me
can
do the
do
triple
more,
damage.
even more damage.
Oh, I just rolled a 12
Yeah.
too. That's amazing. All right, so that's
36.
that's 22 points damage triple.
66. I was right.
Wow. Execute order 66.
So I'm gonna take my hammer, and because he's facing away from me,
Oh my god.
I'm gonna smash it right down on the base, like the top of his head, straight down through him.
Oh, accordions.
It's your hammer. It does exactly what you said. It comes down and it smashes down through him. You see him just kind of crumple. The battered crown kind of starts to fall apart. Actually, a gem falls out of it with the sheer impact of it, and he collapses on the ground. And even as he collapses, all of the other skeletons just sort of go limp-like, if you will.
Okay.
They don't.
Puppets with their strings cut.
That's an interesting way of putting it.
I have some movement, and I have one more attack, and I'm racing right up to the stone. And I'm gonna take one last smash at the stone.
And as his head collapses to the ground, and as the emperor collapses, his head looks up at you and says, "Thank you. Will you let me know when the ravens circle the Untersberg or the Kniefhauser?" Roll an insight check. Or rather, insight with advantage.
Okay. Insight, you said?
Forget this guy.
No, as I curb stomp his head.
Crush his head under my boot.
Who else is near him?
Insight, 15.
He was just attacking me.
17.
17.
We're all there.
You recognize both of those as mountains in what today would be called Germany.
Okay.
And one of them, not too far from Badenweiler. Untersberg is a mountain in Bayern or Bavaria. So he says, "Will you let me know when the ravens circle Untersberg or Kniefhauser?"
How would I let you know?
"Come to the mountain and tell me, and then I will join Charlemagne, and we will retake our rightful place."
Oh dear.
And it collapses on the ground.
Nice.
Okay.
I'm still just
I'm
out
gonna-
of breath, just
I'm
smashing.
gonna take my last
Smashing
hit
it.
at the stone. Right? I have one more attack.
Sure.
So I'm trying to debate whether I should destroy his crown all the way or if I should take out the stone.
Smash his head while Raz's last breath, just crush his face in.
Beat
I
the
don't want
man.
him to come back up.
It's on the ground.
If we destroy the crystal, it's likely he won't come back.
No, he's at a different mountain now.
I'm gonna run right up to that
Oh,
crystal.
he did say if we don't destroy the crystal, he's just gonna come back.
He did say that.
Yeah, we don't want that.
We're gonna destroy the crystal.
So
No
it's,
worries.
25
give up.
to hit on the crystal.
You hit the crystal. You just slam into it. Chunks of it are falling
19
away.
points of damage.
19 points of damage. You cleave into the crystal itself. The skeletons around the room are somewhat static. The last person, not that I'm sure that it matters, but I don't want to deny you anything. In the combat sequence is yourself. What are you doing?
I am gonna heal everybody
Okay.
with healing, mass healing word.
If that thing is still in effect, the skeleton collapses.
10 minutes. It's going for 10 minutes, and I'm not turning it
And
off.
you see, that's radiant damage?
Yep. Little
So
tiny
you
chunks.
see it slowly cutting into the edge of the
I like that.
stone as well,
Like a
almost like
circular stone.
melting ice. Not really like a circular stuff because they're like balls, right?
Yeah.
So if you can imagine a ball of heat pushing up against a block of ice, how it would just slowly tear it away. It's not melting onto the ground, but it's like kind of like
boring
part. And
I think
chunks
this is pretty exciting.
Tell me
of
about
it
it.
are falling.
I know.
Hey, don't take my words. Don't put words in my mouth.
I just want to
alright,
say,
cool.
Brad, these
rude.
die that you gave me have cured
Don't
me.
jinx them.
I don't
They've
say
cured
things
me.
like
Your
that.
tongue.
Yeah, how
Jinx.
dare you?
Done. They're
Dude.
cursed. They're cursed.
Eli's witnessing it. This is magic.
They're
working.
They're
This is meant
imported
to
from
be.
across the pond. They're
You know what? They
meant
roll.
to be.
They roll better when you show up on time, Brian.
Oh, I didn't hear it.
That's okay. You can just look at it. You can watch that on the street.
Yeah, I will. From the front of your house in the car.
He's like waiting. What did he say? And then runs inside.
It's like fast forward, rewinding, fast forward. Oh, he did not.
I'm probably gonna be like, no, that's pretty accurate.
Drives away.
Yeah, he got me.
Oh, burn! And then drives away.
Everybody except for Kip, because he's so far away, regains 7 hit points
All
from
right.
my spell, and Lykoa is alive again, which was the main goal.
Which was
Really,
the only damage I took.
was to the wolf.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Oh, he's not. He doesn't get up yet, right? I guess.
Well, I mean, at this point, I don't
Yeah,
know how
is-
much
is
combat.
combat
there is
over?
at this point.
Unless you do something.
But yeah, so for
I'll just
10 minutes,
destroy
I'm gonna
the
have
stone.
my little son,
Oh, 7?
eat the rock.
You
I
said
don't
it
know
was
what
7
everybody
now?
else is doing. Yeah, 7 for the wolf.
Okay. As it starts to eat through it slowly. You guys are bashing away at this thing, smashing into it, much like cutting down a tree. I assume you're taking care not to touch it. Anybody who's participating in
touching.
this,
And not whispering a prayer.
I go around and gather up all the pieces.
I'm whispering the Our Father.
He was waiting
Just to
for
be
that.
safe.
Did you see it broke up?
Okay. Roll a d20.
Actually, it's a good question though, for real though. If they're not glowing, maybe touch them.
Do you?
Don't touch them.
Do not touch the evil.
Boulder has a singular focus
Roll a
right now.
dex
He's
check.
not thinking about it.
I roll 15.
16.
16. You have been hit by some of the no longer blue pieces, and they didn't do anything to you, other
Okay.
than maybe feel like ow.
Okay. So as they kind of break off, and hit me in the face, I kind of think.
Well, it's like you're smashing away at a piece.
Yeah, so I kind of think
brittle
like it's
crystal.
not doing what it did to Gundry. I kind of make a note of that.
Don't touch
Are you getting younger?
the clear pieces.
When he's done, he's a little
I roll
baby. Like
15.
hitting it with a pacifier.
Oh man,
That would be hilarious.
Is that...
Okay. Nothing happens. But okay.
Yeah. I don't think there's anything much I can do for this.
Stone is
at
evil.
this point.
Mm-hmm.
As the chunks fly off, they lose their color. Again, they're somewhat colorless and translucent. Is everybody where they are approximately?
No, I went there to help.
So the skeletons
destroy
are
this.
around the room. They're kind of like meandering around. somebody can just help me out, stand them all up, but push them away. They're not threatening in any way, shape, or form. I mean, other than the fact that they're just
armed skeletons,
dead people walking around in various states of decay, which is perfectly normal.
Yeah, just like
dead people
like
walking
Sunday.
around is very normal.
It's like
like a Sunday.
Like what was that?
You're standing all the way back there with the skeletons.
As a side
Like
note,
Jason
as
and the
all this is
Argonauts.
happening, I'm
Yeah,
offering
he's blending in.
whatever my form of last rites is
I just kinda
to
go into
Giza and Frederick.
Who's up bashing away at the stone?
I'm still raging. I am just.
Okay, so you are helping, and you are helping.
Yeah.
Okay, the three of you roll an insight check, please.
What was that?
Natural
I
20.
don't think I've ever
love
rolled
these
that.
Natural 20.
I love them. It's a 22 with a natural 20.
27.
The two of you,
dice, Brian.
you hear the subtle
He's never rolled
groaning
10, he's
sounds.
excited.
The groaning sounds of the crystal itself, this massive crystal. And you realize that
I
up
think
above
it's the
you
partnership.
is probably another 200 foot of crystal. You hear this subtle groaning sounds as it sounds like the crystal is trying to descend. And you suspect that when you bash through it, the portion above is probably going to slide down and slam into whatever remains below. And when it does, there will be a lot of brittle pieces flying in multiple directions.
Run.
I
Guys,
hurry
guys,
up the
run.
last rites I'm making for the emperor and the prince.
Okay. You bless him, if you will?
Yes.
Or, okay,
I just
interesting.
offer last rites for.
Does it sound like it's currently moving, or if we just keep hitting it?
It's
Let's all back up, and
groaning.
I'll fireball that.
You ever watch like a movie
Yeah.
about submarines going underwater?
That sounds good.
Or
When
I'll
they
stay and do it.
dive too deep?
That doesn't seem good.
And then the random bolt
It
shoots out.
doesn't.
I think the fireball is the safe bet. I think that we all stay away.
All right, yeah. So under their direction, I'll kind of stop hitting it, kind of take a step back and see what's happening.
Let's find
this
our
is a
exit.
side passage, right?
I don't think that's the way out, though.
Yes, it
But
is.
we know we
exciting.
can't-
No,
just do
but
the
we can go here and wait for the thing to.
Yeah, but
Fall down.
it could collapse the whole cavern, and we could be trapped. I think we should find our
No. The crystal is gonna fall, and that's it, right?
I don't know.
It could
Tell
shatter,
me.
and it could bring the whole place down.
Who are you asking?
Tom
here,
quickly
Doc?
has a quick scan. Is there anything of note? Any kind of
But we don't know what the item
there's
is.
the
that
chair.
look noteworthy?
There's
Yeah,
the chair.
Do an investigation check with advantage.
I don't think it's there. I asked him if that was the way out, and he said no. So I think we got to go back to that waterfall, where we heard the rushing water.
He said that leads to the river.
So 17.
Okay, you easily find gobs and gobs and gobs of weapons lying around in various states of decay, gobs of pieces of armor in various states of decay. And I assume you're looking for other booty-like items?
Yeah, something worth
Okay.
of note.
Just a quick scan without trying real hard. You find 67 pieces of gold.
I'm
You
rich.
find
Finally.
You gotta split that with everyone.
We all just show up.
104 pieces of silver. You find what looks like a rather fancy-looking hat, somewhat in reasonably decent shape. You find a ring laying on the ground, and you find a bracelet.
Nice. Can I now that I'm no longer frightened, can I take a look at Frederick?
Sure.
Alright,
Yeah,
beat you
you
to it.
see
I'm gonna go
his
grab
body
Scarlet.
has collapsed completely, and it just seems to have like caved in on itself, almost as if it had been dead and never non-corporealized, if you will. There on the ground is laying a battered crown where his head was, and roll an investigation check with advantage.
Nat 20.
Not 20. You easily see where one of the gems, as his head was getting bashed in by Borinth, fell out and is laying on the ground, probably about 2 to 3 feet away from him, and there are another 3 blue gems still in the crown.
There's one missing. Is that it? From the crown.
No, I didn't say how many were missing. Are you
Is
going
it
to walk over to him?
glowing?
No, it is not glowing.
So I will pick it up.
We stopped bashing
Against
the
the
first, right?
And
You're gonna throw a fireball.
Yeah, I'll tune my spirit guardians out and I'll throw it. Once we're leaving, yeah. I'm gonna fireball.
as a side note, were you going to say if anything happened when I finished the blessing or whatever?
Would you roll? I forget what you rolled.
I didn't roll.
Roll, please. I was looking at something.
That's just a straight roll. That's an 11.
We'll throw in. What's whatever your primary stat is.
That would be a 16.
Okay. What are you guys doing?
Balder, grab that crown.
Yeah.
Let's head out to the back hallway, right?
I'm gonna check the other guys.
Don't get the crown. Why are we grabbing the crown?
Giza?
Don't bring the crown.
Okay, Giza. On Giza,
Leave the crown with the rock. And then
he's
we
got
blow it all
a
up.
full set of plate.
Mhm.
He's wearing what looks like a circlet, for want of a better word, of a noble around his head. It's still in very good shape. It's made of gold, and it kind of comes up to a point. It has a gem in the front of it. Just looks like it has some value to it, if you will. And then around his wrist, he has a what looks like some type of circlet, if you will, that is in very good shape.
I guess I'll take both of them.
Okay, what are you guys doing?
Circle.
You're all inside this room still. Yes, go ahead.
Do I write my reply on this or on something else?
Whatever makes you comfortable. However, whatever makes you comfortable. If you want to write it, if you want to just tell me, that's fine too.
Hold it.
I'll write
And
it.
ask the skeletons to do something. Like tell us the way out and see if they listen to you.
Okay. I will listen to Jonas and attempt to ask the skeletons to show us the way out while showing them that I have the crown.
Roll a persuasion check with advantage.
What is that?
Can I help him?
Not great.
Listen to him, you stupid skeletons.
3.
I was helping
With
him.
advantage.
Give him advantage.
Oh, with advantage.
That's better.
A 12.
12. One of them comes up to you and he points at you. Huh? We have to swim.
If I only had a brain.
I must swim out of here.
I gotcha.
Okay.
What's going on?
And
He's counting. He's counting. He's counting. Balder, he's counting. What is he counting for? What did you tell him to do?
Relax, he's
and
telling
he keeps
me.
counting. And the numbers just keep ticking up.
He's basically saying the way out is underwater, and we're gonna have to hold our breath for a very long time.
And then
20 minutes.
he said,
If I'm not,
and he
I'm
kind
not
of
too
looks
brushed
at you
up
like,
on my skeleton.
He kind of is like,
We're good.
and he goes,
Okay.
roll an insight check.
He wants a tip.
Okay.
19, 18.
He says,
Wait. Yeah, 18.
18. You interpret him as saying, if no, I may know another way.
Okay. So he tells me the first way where we'll die. All right.
Well, you
what
all-
is this? What is this other way?
I think I'll be fine.
I think I'll be fine too.
Yeah, you'll be good.
I'll be good too.
Great.
I think I'm in too much armor.
See
to
you
be able
all
to
in
pull
the
that
next
off.
campaign.
Hi guys.
I transform like
That's
into
all,
a dolphin.
folks.
He points toward the way you came in.
Alright, fair enough.
Maybe
Tom, you said I got a dolphin as a secondary pet, right?
Dolphin?
It appears.
So are you going to like suck face with it all the
All right,
way
let's
out?
go. Let's get out of here.
Suck on his blowhole.
Let's get out of here. Bring that crown.
Suck on
Let's
his blowhole.
Bring that crown.
Yeah.
No, that didn't sound right.
Crown, take the gem. We're out of here.
When you put it in that way.
We're talking about a dolphin. Okay.
Serves a purpose.
Something tells me we should go back the way we came.
Serves a
Yeah,
purpose.
then go the other way. That's what I
Okay,
said.
so we're gonna take this thing
We
out.
are
though.
burdened
No, that
with
way.
glorious purpose.
No,
Yeah, it'll be gone now.
this way.
Are you saying this in a-
We can look.
Oh, yeah,
How
we
would you
definitely
say? Could you actually say it as you would say it, as Mattias would say it?
I'll plug my ears.
You would have to talk aloud, so anybody around you could hear anyway.
So I would say, if I may know, Great Spirit, who are you, and why have you appeared to me?
So you're not saying it confrontationally.
No.
Oh, okay. Okay. Okie doke.
Is everything all right over there?
Guys, we don't have a lot of time.
You all see Mattias like talking to somebody near, like he's looking at. You're looking at the remains of. I'm not going to bring
Frederick?
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Balderborn.
Balderborn. It's Born Balderborn.
Whatever your name is.
Balderborn's friend. And you see Mattias looking at the remains of Frederick, and he seems to be talking. You can't really tell if he's talking to him or in that direction. Anyway.
We should leave before. We should destroy the crystal before they come back.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but
We gotta do this.
We should leave first.
I think we need to know where to go before we do that. So you said we have to backtrack?
Yep.
All right, well, let's go see if the portal's still there. I'll wait here. You just signal back to me.
All right. I'll kind of run through there and take a look.
Just as you did coming in, you make your way back out. It's quite a distance. I mean, it's not a huge distance, but it took you a little while.
We're all kind of going right here, right? Yep. We're all kind of leaving.
Yeah,
the room
everybody should be kind of leaving the room.
Yep.
I'm gonna be
Okay,
last
so
out.
you're all exiting.
No, but before we leave, we're gonna explode the thing first.
That's
right?
why I'm last out.
Yeah.
Because I'm gonna explode. I'm gonna try it anyway.
I'm gonna do a thing.
If I will.
I'm gonna kind of.
But what Tom is trying to say is that there's no time for me to wait for.
Nothing's happening at the moment. You just heard this like groaning noise, as if
No, but I'm thinking about. He said that he would come back if we don't destroy the crystal or something like that, right?
I'm sorry. Say that again, please.
The king.
Yeah, we don't need to worry about that. The crystal's almost destroyed.
Just smash him again.
We don't know how long he's gonna. I'm watching for him.
We don't know how long it's gonna take for him to come back. That's
Yeah.
the
Well,
question.
if he comes
And if he
back,
comes back, I
will
got
let
his
you know.
crown.
I will
Well,
holler towards
what
him.
he said was that when he has come back, the crystal was there.
Yeah.
And and he said that the other guys were there too.
Yes.
And they died because they got bored.
Yeah, I took that
Yeah,
as
they kinda gave up.
I took that as no one. The crystal is not resummoning him. It's just he's being resummoned to protect it. So he may still come back, but he won't have that job to do. Essentially, that's how I took it.
Yeah, he's good. He
I
said
think,
thanks.
I think as long as the crystal is still
Kill me.
there,
Yeah.
he's gonna come back.
I mean, he
Yeah.
said thanks for killing him. So
I mean, he was really easy to
We
beat.
need to make sure the crystal's not there.
He was really easy to beat.
Baldur is.
I'm speaking as Borns right now. I'm saying it as Borns.
I could have took on 4 of Frederick's.
Right.
He's a Dark Souls boss. He's just gonna come out with a
Baldur,
different phase.
is that gate still there?
Am I there yet? Did I make it to the
Baldur.
Baldur's Gate. It's Baldur's Gate still
Baldur.
there.
You weave your way back through it. It kind of cuts back and forth. There's all types of little passageways going off. You know that the path that you are on is the path that you came out, and it's also the main path leading back to it.
Okay.
You're crunching over the skeletal remains underfoot. There are skeletons on either side of you, and they part to let you pass through. You eventually see the glow up ahead of the whatever
So
you
it's
want
still
to
there.
call it in place there. And as you come up to it, you see it still in place, and there are the scattered remains of bones, and still the cleared area with some shattered.
I will touch it.
You will touch what?
The portal.
Okay.
See if it lets me through.
No.
I'll hold the crown up to it. See if that does anything.
You hold the crown up to it. It seems to give slight resistance, or not resistance. Seems to some slight passage, but then stops.
Okay, I will put the crown on and attempt to go through it.
Okay. Same thing. You get up to it, and there's some. It starts to pass, and then there's like some almost as if you were passing through. Your body feels like as if you were pushing into Jello at that point.
Okay.
Not. I mean, you're not wet or sticky or anything like that, unless you want to be. But that's up to you.
Okay, I think I know what I have to do. So I'm going to go back to Jumnus and let him know that we probably can get out.
Okay, so you weave your way back through. All of this takes some time.
That sounds like there's a butt coming.
Well, my thinking is we have to smash one of the gems. Like they did in the front of it.
Did you try doing that?
I did not try doing it yet. We only have the one off the crown.
That's true.
But there is a smashed one by the gate. So that may be a way out, but I haven't proven it will let us out.
I thought he was. All right. Do you want to try that, or do you want me to just blow it and then maybe?
Well, I guess we can.
Maybe we'll die.
I guess we can blow it because we can go either way.
All right, fair enough.
But there's that other exit. We don't know where that goes.
The water. They
Both
told
of
us-
them? There's
well, they
that
told
one,
us-
and there's
This
that
one
one.
goes to
skeleton.
water too. That
Yeah.
one goes to water too. They both go to the.
I mean,
could go to
I
the
asked
water
Frederick
with you.
about this gate, this passage in particular, and he said that won't lead there.
And that's
Is
the
what he
and the
told me.
skeleton I talked to was pointed to that and said that we would have to swim for
That's a lot of
a long time.
So let's not bother with that. All right, everybody.
So let's
out of
destroy the
cavern.
crystal.
I'm blowing this pop stand. And
Marius, are you still inside there?
No, Maddie's still there. I'm gonna.
We're all leaving.
Are you still in the room?
Marius,
I thought we were already.
Is all of
Did we
this-
not walk?
I mean,
back
he
to
had
the
a lot
front?
of time while we were waiting for Baldur, so to do whatever he's doing.
Yeah, can we assume that whatever this is will be done by the time that they're finished?
Why don't we just finish this?
Okay.
Huh? Because it's. You don't have to write it out unless you want to, but that's fine.
Secrets are not.
Kip. He says a whole secret plot we don't know about.
Some secrets are really cool.
Mattias, we really gotta go.
I know.
We're gonna blow this place.
Just give me a second to finish writing.
I'm trying to
this out.
vamp. I'm trying
cast
to
fireball.
I'm trying to.
On Mattias.
Yes. I'm trying to fill up some of the dead air.
and we already know what you're saying. We already know because you're saying out loud, right?
My biscuits are burning.
Isn't it? What's happening?
If you have awkward silences, you can deal with them by going to goldenmonkey.threadless.com and ordering yourself an
You know what I want to talk about?
seven-sided die
You know what I want to
t-shirt.
talk about right here?
No, yeah,
Look
what?
at this. Like,
What?
check this out.
What?
See this here?
Yeah, that's
It's
a
custom.
box. It's a half
This
a box.
custom dice tray made by your very own Ryan here.
Can't get them.
I love it. It was an amazing gift. And now my kids won't play any board game that includes rolling dice without it.
Mhm.
It's like a
That's
staple
how
in the
it should
house.
be.
We would
They're like,
plug-
wait, we can't play this game. We
the
need a
tray.
dice tray. So we get the dice tray out. And
we would plug Ryan's
I'm glad
Etsy,
you like it.
but he doesn't have one.
Ryan is going to make an Etsy
And sell these.
and he's going to sell these
Yeah.
because they're really, really nice. Really awesome.
Yeah.
We went to Gen Con, right?
PAX.
PAX Unplugged, whatever it was.
I
Same
wish
thing.
we went to Gen Con.
Same damn thing, really.
No.
And
no, Gen Con.
yeah, I know. And we were looking
bigger.
at dice trays there from a lot of other companies, and I'll tell you what, this is better than anything that I'd seen there. And it's
Thank
solid. So you watch.
You can beat your friends with it.
Thank
Good
you for
stuff.
that.
Good stuff. Open your Etsy store.
You
Seriously.
gotta get on that.
All right.
I didn't get any of this cool.
You guys didn't get the cool stuff.
Yeah,
Well,
you had to make yours the best.
Next
I-
time.
yeah.
Next time.
It's whatever. It's fine.
Yeah, that just shows you that there's lots of different
He
options that you
also
can get.
made these really awesome dice holders.
Yes. Oh yeah, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Magnetic,
Magnetized.
right, which are used to hold your dice.
Yeah, that's what the dice holders do.
Right. But they are really awesome. They've got nice little design, custom design.
Show off the whole thing, and then
There's actually a little felt in here,
Yeah.
so you don't harm your die.
So your dice stay
that's
nice and
coming
toasty
soon.
and comfy in there.
Coming soon to an
And
Etsy
they're
near you.
magnetized with this really awesome. You hear that sound?
Yeah.
You too can hear that sound live in person when Ryan opens up his Etsy store.
Yep.
It's gonna happen, maybe.
Oh my god.
Sounds like Ryan's opening up an Etsy store.
That's what it sounds like.
Go to
All right,
the
time to
Etsy
start
store.
making some dice
The
trees.
Etsy
Yeah.
store nearest you.
Yeah. You've also made the dice tower, right? That Tom's using.
Into your box.
Made
You
this.
made this plank of wood.
Yeah, he made the sign. he
lovely
made the
plank
dice
of
This
tower.
plank of wood.
Your box. You don't have
Oh,
a box?
yeah.
So
the
this
box
portion of the
somewhere.
evening is brought to you by Ryan.
Basically, by a non-existent
Coming
Etsy.
to an Etsy store nearest you.
Yes. In the comments of this YouTube channel, we will put Ryan's
In the doobly-doo.
Etsy
In the doobly-doo.
store.
Did anybody? That's what I
information.
named the bird in that one shot. I named it the doobly-doo bird.
Doobly-doo.
Did anybody? Yes.
I didn't hear it, otherwise I would have picked up one.
Yeah. That was my
The
little love
doobly-doo.
letter to Matt Colville.
Yeah.
Is the doobly-doo bird.
I have a friend that streams, and he did a impersonation of Matt Colville. It was hilarious. And Matt Colville complimented him.
Oh yeah.
That's
That's
was hilarious.
Yeah.
He did the whole stream as though he was Matt Colville.
Oh,
It was
that's
fantastic. It was great.
You gotta link me to that. That sounds super funny. Matt Colville's really good. He's got a lot of good stuff. I gotta get. I think I
Shows
missed.
presented by Matt Colville.
Yes. Matt Colville will never have seen this. Probably.
You don't know
I
that.
don't know that.
I don't.
He found my
know
friend's
it.
video.
What?
He found my friend's video.
Yeah, but
I mean, it was
unless,
tagged. It was
unless
listed
we
as-
call this like Seven Side Dad presented by or brought to you by Matt Colville, I highly doubt.
You can always tweet it to him. Sure.
Kid. Yeah. Take a look at our
Just
stream.
like
You were mentioned.
Just like
Yeah.
2 minutes of us just talking
Yeah.
about how great he is.
We said the word doobly-doo. Here you go.
We said doobly-doo. We said doobly-doo in other streams as well. Yeah.
These dice don't roll good.
Hmm?
These metal dice don't roll good.
Mine roll fine.
I just don't like that they really fall flat. At least in the tray, maybe. No, they fall flat.
I mean,
No matter
yeah,
what.
but they have
When
weight
you roll
to
a
them.
6 anyway.
No, I'm just saying they don't roll. Like they stop really suddenly. You know,
This dice keeps
they are
rolling.
really heavy.
This dice is going to jail.
Sounds
I've decided it's going to jail.
They're really nice.
Really are. Very,
I
very.
have to find what I do with my dice jar.
They don't roll at all, though, do they?
No, they really don't. I mean,
They're too heavy.
It's where they land.
roll
I mean,
really well
yeah.
if you're on the moon. Because the gravity is different. They roll fantastic, but
next episode will be on the moon.
I would love that a lot.
That'd be kind of cool.
Mars.
Streaming from noon next Thursday.
Be like, my job.
That's when we do our Space 1889 game.
Yes,
I'm only gonna play it if it's on the moon. Now that we've said this,
tall order.
yeah. But
Tall order.
we've mentioned it, so now I need it.
Yeah.
Nothing else will suffice.
See, this is what happens, Rainy, when you don't see your dad for so long. You guys have to send notes back and forth to communicate with each other.
I think it's.
All right,
I'm
well.
just happy. It's family bonding. It's really,
Yeah.
It's heartwarming.
Film the smashes a crystal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I fireballed Mattias.
No, while he's talking in here, we gotta take him and we're gonna put him right in front of the
Just
crystal. Stand right there.
So
Here,
I
we're
bet
gonna put Guntrick right next to
4
you?
games.
Yeah, we all saw.
You're
it.
gonna
Because
consign me to
one
the
was
same
an
fate as
expansion.
Guntrick?
2 had
Pass that
early
back to
bird stuff,
Yeah.
Okay.
and the
So-
other one I can't remember why. but-
Mattias is
Look at-
talking
remember
to
what
this
it is.
character on the ground, and the character hands him something, and that's what you see.
Wait,
what are you guys doing?
What? Wait, what? It hands him something?
But we don't see what he's talking to.
The not that form. This like non-corporeal. Something else hands him an object.
So we see a thing. What do we see?
Suddenly,
What do you mean non-corporeal form?
like
a
almost
ghost?
Like,
Just a
yeah,
ghost
almost like
lying
a
on the ground?
ghost. Something just like a shimmer, and he has something in his hand because you wouldn't be able to hide that.
Yeah.
What is happening here? You're making shady dealings with ghosts. What's happening?
Did you meet the lady that...
Does she have goat legs?
Is it the same lady, the country man?
What lady with goat legs?
we have to get out of here.
I'm going with the group.
So,
Okay.
let's explode the
I launch a fireball at the crystal.
Okay, so the rest of you leave the room.
No, that's it.
Oh, you don't?
No, they're staying in there, and then I fire. No, yeah, they leave.
I'm going to stay with you, though. I'm going to stay with you.
Tell me what's going on.
So everybody
leave, and
else
then I
head
fire.
out to the exit.
Where
right?
are you?
I am the last one out. So
Where
I'm here.
are you?
Everybody else is in here.
So we gotta
Go,
go.
everybody's going to go head down to the exit.
I was just making a bet.
Okay, I don't want to make any
I'm
assumptions.
staying with
No,
him.
your assumption I think was probably right.
Corinth is going to stay back with him, like behind, but back in the hallway. But
Yeah,
Okay,
so
I got it. You don't need to move them all, but I got it. It's cool. So you're as close to the exit as you can possibly get. How far can you throw that fireball?
I think it's 120 feet.
Okay, so you could literally be partially behind.
150 feet. Yeah, I'll be as far back as I can get.
And you could probably be.
Well, I still want to be able to watch the room, see pretty much everything in it.
Okay.
Make sure nobody gets back up alive that shouldn't be.
Okay.
Frederick.
Okay, so put your figure about where it would be, please. Just yours.
She won't get out of my way.
Like about yay there, I guess.
Okay.
Right.
And I'm assuming the rest.
Exactly like that.
The rest of Borinth, you are where you are, and the rest
I don't know
are
where I
farther
am. I
back.
can't really see.
You're about 10 feet behind.
I'm with
Okay, yeah.
Warren waiting to see what...
You're right behind Borinth. You're about 15 feet.
I'm going to tell you to get out of there. Get out of here. Get out of here. Me and the two of us can handle this. You guys make sure everybody gets the exit.
Well, I'm gonna be like, in case you really want to know where I am.
Go. Yeah. With everybody out. Yeah.
That's right, man.
Is that where you're at?
Yeah.
All right. Good luck, guys. Peace out, suckers.
I don't think we should be talking.
Oh, Maddie. Sorry.
No, Maddie is to staying with his new friend.
Hey, I'm waiting because I have
I'm
something
not. I'm
to
not
do.
betraying the group.
Having
for
English
Voxel.
tea in the
I
center
see
of the
nothing wrong
room.
with what you
No, you're betraying the group in your own special way.
I see nothing wrong
No,
with what he
believe
did.
me. Actually, this isn't a bad thing.
Well, we'll discuss it later.
I'm staying because I have to see what happens.
Get out.
Okay, so how close are you?
No, I'm with...
You're right behind Borinth.
Yeah.
It's kind of narrow, so you're right behind him. Okay, got it.
Better not get in my way when I got to run you over. I'll run you over.
Is
I
everybody
can
filled out
stay in
that
front of
sheet?
you. If that's
Did you guys fill this out?
the issue.
Oh, I didn't. But I don't think it's...
Wait, I think so.
Updating.
On that note, we'll be.
Object you got.
Welcome back.
Yeah,
the party is exiting the dungeon, and most have left. Just Jumnus is inside, and Baldur's in the passageway behind him.
Yes.
Okie doke. And you are there alone. What are you doing?
I cast a fireball at the crystal.
They're the most unsatisfying to roll. I hate them.
Damage, I guess. You don't really need to roll to hit.
Oh, you stepped on a Lego?
So that's
Like a picture of
6. 6 plus 9 is 15. Plus another 6 is 21. And then plus 9 is 30 points of damage total. 30 points of fire damage. Unless it makes its dex save. Then it takes half.
There's no dex save.
And it takes 30.
You sure?
I don't know, man. I don't. Giant rocks, man.
How many points total?
30 points of fire damage.
You see the fire goes cutting into the crystal, and it's like blasting through it. Took out a huge chunk, and pieces go blasting away, falling away from the crystal itself, and it starts to slowly shift. You hear this grinding noise, and then it stops. You think it's almost there.
Oh, God damn it. All right.
Your spiritual
Have
weapons. come up.
faith.
I have
Is
a,
your
It lasts a minute.
I have a fireball thing as well, if we need it.
You can
All right. Do you wanna land the finishing blow? Go right
If
ahead.
you want.
Go for it.
All right.
I can.
So then
see my
I-
spells for healing.
Do what I can to make my way. If I can.
You have to. It's
You climb over.
pushing, getting very close, invading people's personal space, what have you, and you're getting right up there. Jumnus, where do you go?
I mean, you're carrying. all this
I
stuff
will
that you
just
won't
go
put
right
down.
behind.
Okay, Jumnus is right behind him, so I'm just going to say, for the sake of argument, 5 feet behind. Then Baldur's 5 feet behind him,
that makes
and Shalom is 5 feet behind him, and the rest are farther back. Okay.
Latias raises Bethel and swings it down, shouting, "Feuerball!"
Describe what happens to me, please.
A massive gout of flame soars out and strikes the crystal.
How much damage do you do?
That would be. Let me just check real quick the exact.
I fireballed and it wasn't good enough.
It was.
Yeah, fireball is how much damage again?
8d6.
I think yours is this from your weapon though?
Yes.
It's slightly different then.
Not 8d6.
It's 12d6.
I might be.
How many souls did you
87.
absorb into your
3.
weapon? 3, so it's 3d6.
Okay.
Well, wait a minute. What were they? You took down? Actually, no. I'm sorry. That would be 6 because they were
66.
2d
Oh, baby.
hit dice each.
Right.
Makes sense.
Yep.
4d6.
I didn't update that clipboard, just so you know. I just have to put my new health.
13. You're at 13.
What?
14.
Oh, it's good. 14 points of damage. You see, like this sliver is like holding it in place.
I cast Sacred Flame.
Okay, so you come forward and cast Sacred Flame, and what happens?
It does 2 points of radiant damage.
Really? Just 2 points? That's all it took.
Finally!
2 points of radiant damage. Hack into this thing.
Cern Ray's sake.
The upper part of the crystal.
Don't you do more damage? No, that you're like.
Oh, I'm sorry. It dealt 3 damage.
1 for good measure.
Excuse me.
You're like level 7.
Yes, that is true.
So do we see it like break through it?
You're looking?
Yeah, because we're down at the end of the hall. We're
we're
kind of
watching.
looking over his
Okay,
shoulder.
so the 4 of
you're
you are
right.
watching. The rest are too far back. The
Only
upper
smart
part.
ones.
Huh?
Only smart ones are too far.
The
back.
upper part of the crystal, there's this painful scraping sound, and then it begins to slide make a dex save with disadvantage, with straight up, and then you're farther back with advantage.
I normally have
Us? We have to...
So I normally
You're
have
way out of the way.
Sorry, I thought you were...
So I normally have advantage on dex.
Okay, I'll give it to you then.
Okay.
Sure.
17.
17 with disadvantage. Okay.
Oh, with disadvantage.
That was with disadvantage, right?
Yes.
15.
What?
I'm dead.
So
That sounded awful.
I know.
Use your action to die.
He missed some.
I know. I don't know why everybody
Huh?
wanted to stay behind.
That was
no,
only,
no, no. I
That was
rolled
only
17.
half.
17.
No, wait,
Yeah,
not
gather
17.
them
20. Unnatural 20.
Natural 20?
Unnatural.
Well, you saved.
Yeah.
I wanna grab
for
onto
some reason I
John's.
thought it was
There's
a
the
minus
other
one
half.
instead of a plus
It's
3.
probably a good idea.
I'm grabbing onto Jonas too and pulling him my direction. That was my whole reason for being there.
We gotta go. Okay. If you failed your save, 67 points of damage. If you saved, have that.
I'm assuming 11 fails.
You failed.
Okay, I am unconscious.
My God.
Well, what you see, shards
66.
of crystal
30,
go
33
flying
points of
in
damage.
all directions, hurtling like barb-like sprinters. The crashing noise is absolutely deafening. You see the skeletons themselves explode as the shards go flying throughout this room. It collapses on itself.
So,
It's almost deafening as
so
well.
wait, if you made your save, how many points of damage?
33.
33.
And that takes me directly down to 0.
Perfect. Nice, we're both unconscious.
All right, I'm gonna see.
I'm unconscious too. Don't worry.
I'm gonna see them all drop.
Oh no,
and,
this is not good.
I'm immediately once I see them drop, I'm immediately gonna go into a rage.
Can I use my reaction
No, you're down, dude.
No,
Reaction to do what?
to use uncanny dodge and reduce by half?
no, you need the level. You need the 7th level ability, evasion, because evasion.
Yeah,
works
I'm
on
gonna rage.
Without understanding it further, I'm going to say nah at this point.
Nah.
I mean, you're
Not at all,
standing there
right?
watching, and all
Maybe
these
catch it.
shards
No,
of crystalline
I don't-
rock
I don't
come
care.
hurtling through
I
it
have
in a
Just
massive
grab the 2D character.
I have
explosion.
an ability that I
You
can
got him, and
reduce
that's
the
it.
damage from one attack by half
Sure,
See you suckers.
as a reaction.
sure. It's not really an attack, but I'll go.
Okay.
for it. Sure.
I'm gonna
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm gonna grab onto Jomnus
So I'll wait.
and I'm gonna give him a potion of greater healing. So that's 44 plus 4.
Okay. I
Okay.
just hold it in my unconscious hand because I'm.
I'm gonna feed
Oh,
it to
you're
you.
gonna give it to
I
me.
figured
Okay.
you would roll for it.
4d4. Okay.
Or
so
unless you want me
okay.
to roll for it, I just don't have.
I'm gonna do
I
the
got it.
same
No, don't.
You're
for
unconscious.
Matthew.
You only have
You're
one good.
unconscious, dude.
He said I can reduce by half.
The way you explained it, I said I would go with it.
So I've got 10. I've got 10
Oh,
health.
okay. All right, so he's up.
And I'm gonna use one portion of healing on you too.
Okay.
Oh, thank
That's
you.
44
I guess he's up.
plus 4. You're up 2.
That's 3 plus 2.
I'm gonna get up and I'm gonna say exactly as planned.
And I'm
You
gonna
need to go.
I'm gonna grab him,
Okay.
put him up over my
You were
shoulder.
kind of worried
Okay.
by the noise, but not enough to go
I'm
back.
okay.
I'm gonna start
They'll
hightailing
be
it out.
fine.
Okay.
Before I leave,
Just it's right.
did the crystal did all became white?
15.
There is thousands upon thousands of pounds of clear, translucent,
Okay.
quartz-like crystal covering and littering the ground.
now
It's
that I-
almost like a dust. You have to kind of shield your eyes from the stuff flying around in the air. Imagine an explosion going off, and it just doesn't instantly dissipate.
But my when I see that the crystal's not blue anymore, I'm not a cleric or a paladin. I assume that whoever was holding all those souls here lost its power, and I'm gonna do a quick prayer to all the
An
people who
insight
died
check.
here.
I'm grabbing him and hightailing it out of there. I got him
We
up
gotta
on my
go.
shoulder, and I'm running out because I don't trust this cavern at this point.
23.
Yeah, prayers aren't helping. Let's leave.
Okay. Do you want me to just tell you? you see this, Shalom glances inside and sees this massive crystal. It had slid down and it slammed, much like a tree that couldn't fall. It had slammed on top of the remnants. The rest of it extending up toward the ceiling and then up beyond is crystal clear, well, translucent, no longer blue. Down at the very, very base, it's slightly blue. But you know that it would take probably thousands of years before it could grow back through the ceiling or however it did it. So whatever it is deep in the earth, but it ain't gonna be back anytime soon.
Okay. So I'm gonna pray for the souls.
We've done
of the people who
something.
died here.
We did something good for once.
Do we know that?
Yeah.
I get a feeling from the noise.
All right, let's get out of here, guys.
And
Let's
I'm
get
gonna
outta
pray
here.
that when the time comes, someone else comes here and read the word of this evil.
That's good prayer.
Even before dwarves just bore straight down into the crystal.
We have to find dwarves first.
Well, Gundrik's going to bring an entire team here to harvest it. I won't be here much
We just
longer.
don't tell him.
Does anybody have gemology or anything like that, or whatever the equivalent medieval?
I don't even know what that is.
I think that will be
Any
nature.
Sure, I'll give it to you.
I have
you have
nature.
proficiency at nature, anybody?
I have +4 in nature.
Or friend ranger.
You're higher.
Roll
No, my nature's only
proficiency.
+1.
Roll a check, a nature check then.
10.
Nice.
Anybody else?
I have proficiency with water vehicles.
I don't have proficiency.
Does that help?
It does.
That's a 10.
You think that chunks of this stuff have value?
Okay. If I was over there, I would tell you. Stuff is valuable.
Why are you're not even there?
Not
I don't know,
just
you asked me
reaches
to
out
roll.
and grabs just a stray piece before turning to leave.
I use my raven.
Roll a d6.
You're always touching evil stuff. Stop touching evil stuff.
3. It weighs 3 pounds.
Okay.
Stop touching evil.
I'm gonna grab a piece too, but not for the same reasons.
Doing it.
So
Roll a
do
d6.
we need a piece of that to get out of here? We need to crush it.
No, he's got his.
I think we need to.
Big chunk. It weighs 6
I'll tell you,
pounds.
since you're with me, that the crown
6 pounds.
seems to make the portal softer.
I want to take it to
Just right, 6
I
pounds
think
of
that's
quartz.
the gem, yeah.
Gems in the
6
crown.
pounds of
But can you
quartz.
touch it?
Guys should.
Well, I already touched it,
You
Jeff.
guys would have heard the explosion. Maybe it's now that that's down. Maybe.
Yeah. Was there when the explosion happened? Was there any change to the portal?
No, there was. You're near it?
Yeah, we're ready.
No, there was not.
My idea is to take it to a temple where I can ask if anyone knows about a blue crystal that becomes white.
Sure.
And
Absolutely.
It's this.
Absolutely. Remind me when you do that, where you got it from. What are you guys doing?
I'm carrying Jomnus out
I'm following
towards the rest of the
Boring.
group.
You wind your way through. It's very
Well,
dark at this point. There's no longer the glowing blue crystal that casts luminance
like
down the
I'm
hall.
pulling
What are
my
you guys
shoulder
using
right
for light sources?
I'm just thinking that you're pretty messed. Like
I got my
you
little
just got
light-
revived. And
Light rock.
Okay, Jumnus in his
Inebriated state.
I'm fine. Put me down.
state makes his way out.
I'm gonna make Born glow. That's what I'm gonna do. Because he won't let me leave. I'm gonna make him glow. Born is glow. His
armor.
yeah.
I have no armor.
You're the little hook that you keep your axe on
Yes,
your
all
back.
right.
I
You
slap
might
that
wanna-
cast on it.
My bear
You have it
claw.
on your-
My bear claw.
Nipple wrinkles.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was going for.
Wow.
He definitely has those. And that's exactly what I was going for.
Whatever. Okay. Okay. Then you get glowing way out, and you're near the jello blob.
Look at those headlights.
I want to investigate. I want to investigate the ground where the stone was smashed and see if it kind of resembles the crystal I have
Which crystal? The crystal
from the crown.
It does.
All right.
And there's
So I will wait for everyone to show up, and when they do, I guess we'll give it a shot. See what happens.
clear the floor first.
What?
Maybe there's some reason why they clear the floor first.
Well, the floor's already cleared. From all the bones.
Now there's the boom.
Just do the thing.
Okay, I'll do the thing. I'll smash one of the crystals right in front of the portal.
You smash the crystal. The portal slowly opens as you thought it might.
All right, everyone out.
All right, going out. Heading out.
It's not really a portal. This
Right.
The
gate opens. It opens. You go all. Does everybody leave?
Mm-hmm.
Gundrick, do you leave?
Yeah.
Ooh. If you watch,
He's at the top of the crystal when it fell in.
Relative-
He was holding it.
We just leave Gundrick there. He's
Now
not
he's
gonna
trapped
be
in the earth.
Hang on.
Wasn't he,
a
wasn't he, like in the crystal?
relatively short
Or something?
period
Was he,
later,
like,
you
in the
see it
crystal or
slows
something?
down again.
Okay.
But guys, it makes sense. We just leave Gundrick behind.
No,
Without the crown, he won't be able to leave.
well, no, I think
I approve of this
he was
plan.
like in the crystal or something. I thought. So he.
Well, I picture.
We
I
don't
picture.
know. He disappeared out of sight.
He's
of
like
everyone,
in your
so we
crown.
don't know.
Yeah, I picture like a cartoon. He was holding the crystal on the top, and when it fell in, he went whoop, and got sucked in.
Like the crystal
I
went,
imagine
and then
him,
he
like-
went after. Like,
Yeah.
like
I
And then he
imagine him,
kinda
like
looked down.
in one of your gems, like in the 3-pound gem that you picked up. He's like,
all right, we go back
I'm
to
exhausted.
back to
I'm
the
I
done
can
with
boat.
just
this.
imagine us be like,
Back to
Headed back.
Constantinople.
Let's go back.
We start the journey back.
Okay.
Do we want to investigate hell before we go?
No, why don't we take a short rest and then we go back up, and then that's it, or we just go back up.
We can just go back up.
He wants to get his health up.
Yeah, I mean,
We'll head down to. We'll go to the temple and we'll kind of just sit around that little temple area that we
yeah,
had.
take a little breather,
take a-
have a breather at the monastery,
Right.
take a short rest, and then come back up to
Yeah.
the boat.
Okay.
That sound fair?
sounds good.
I kind of want to know what's in the hellhole.
Do you really want to know what's in the hellhole?
Now that I said it, I kind of don't.
I,
Now that I said it that way.
there's a bunch of bodies.
what's your health at?
It's dark.
I'm at 10, but I'm going to use hit dice.
Oh, okay,
So-
because I can cast cure.
No, I use hit dice. It's not good. I keep rolling one.
Wow.
It keeps happening.
A little better.
5, 6, 7. So that was 7 plus 4. That's still not good. So I will cast Cure Wounds. I'll cast Cure Wounds on myself. I'm not going to make you waste a spell slot. Roll better. Alright.
They went right in order.
And that is that the ports, it's really wrapped tight, so I don't touch it.
Alright, that's good.
So
I don't trust it.
You don't trust it.
I don't trust the evil quartz.
I forget, our hit dice can be expended permanently when we use them?
no, you get them back. You get half of them back every long rest.
Ah, right.
So
I'll use 3.
like I used 4 because I'll be getting 3 back.
Okay, so you are outside. You are in the remains of the monastery at the bottom of Yenith, or Yenith, or Senate, however you want to pronounce it.
14, 22.
You can easily take a short rest, if that's what you decide to do.
Yeah, I think that was the idea. Was take a short rest.
And so you get your hit dice back as you desire. And then what are you guys doing? You're about 200 feet down. You look up at the very edge, way up 200 feet up. You see a couple of the villagers sitting there. They're just talking to one another. One of them motions down to you. They look down. And they're kind of surprised to see you. And they just... They look over the edge at you.
I wave.
They look at one another. They're like,
Nobody ever comes back.
Go down there.
You don't want to let that clear out for a little bit.
Good news is you don't have to
Febreze it or something.
protect your stone anymore, and you're free to go wherever it is that you want to go.
so do you go back up?
Yeah,
Or-
right.
Okay,
We're heading
so there's some scrambling as you make your way up to the top. Up at the very top, the villagers are sitting there. They're waiting for you. The one villager comes up to you that you recognize as of the 4 remaining, the elder, and he says to you, "You're back. What did you find?"
You no longer have to protect that stone because it's been destroyed.
Partially.
Why you gotta ruin it? Why can't you say?
Because I can't lie.
You can't be heroes for a few
You're just
thousand years.
withholding a little bit of extra information.
Shalom.
You're not lying.
Shalom, a few thousand years is...
You don't have to
Practically.
worry for the next couple thousand years.
So they don't have to guard the crystal anymore, just like I said.
But now we have to find out if it actually helped us with the zombie.
Oh, I don't think it's gonna do that.
Yeah, I think you're asking way too much.
That would be way
there.
too easy.
But
Maybe the banshees are coming.
I think that's going
think
to be
so.
asking too much as well, unfortunately.
no, we started the zombie apocalypse. We gotta own that.
Medieval zombie apocalypse. I did not see that coming.
They
It's a
look
black
back
plague,
toward
is
the
what it is.
remnants of the ruins,
crap.
and you recognize them. Who speaks Hellenic besides yourself? The two. You recognize them. The 3 of you recognize them talking in Hellenic. We're going to look, and they start heading up toward the monument. Do you follow? Do you
Yes.
You meander your way up over the slight rise, and then toward it. And even as you're approaching it, you notice you don't see the blue glow at all from inside the ruins. As a matter of fact, you don't even see the crystal itself. Roll an insight check. Anybody looking?
At the games.
15.
31.
31.
I'm using
Gentlemen,
inspiration.
you are utterly. You don't need to unless you want to.
18.
You are utterly convinced from what you saw, because you were right there when it happened, that crystal slid down through the ground. So anything that was protruding up,
Yeah, it also sunk.
it also sunk below the ground.
Okay.
So you probably know before you even get up there that you're going to be looking in
What the hole?
a hole.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. And how far did it fall? Like just guesstimate.
Just a quick guesstimate. You would guesstimate probably 20 feet.
Okay.
Or so not super far, but far
Right,
enough that
pretty
it's not
substantial anyway.
protruding through. Big. It wasn't just what you cut through, but it collapsed
It had
and
some force,
shattered and
Okay.
exploded. Does that make sense?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. So you're up there by it. Off in the distance, you see
The ship.
the ship. It's up there. It's not down.
Were there zombies left in the village? So we can check if they're still there. Just to
You don't recall seeing any, and of course you can check.
Yeah, I'll check.
Okay.
On the way, right? We had to pass
Yes.
close to the village.
Yep, absolutely.
The hilltop.
Yep, you pass close to the village. The Kennett and Regimen are off to the. Yeah, it'll be over here for you, off to the northwest, and then the ridge line was to the east of it, and then you kind of crossed over, and the village was over in this general direction. So you kind of crossed over it to go up to the ruins, if that makes sense.
So when we pass close to the village, I'll check.
Yep, there were about a dozen buildings with a couple outbuildings. You don't see anything.
No signs of.
But you recall that they scattered as well.
Well, hopefully they, whatever sorcery was keeping them going.
This is elf magic.
It's done for now.
And if Gundrick was around, we could see if he turns.
Do you want me to kill him so see if he comes back?
I'd be willing to offer my services as the volunteer for this endeavor.
I'm going to say to the people that you can move on with your lives. There's no need for you to stay here to watch over this crystal.
Just tell them
been
not
destroyed.
to fall in the hole.
So I recommend destroying the structure and either going back to your village or just going back to civilization.
Yeah.
Restarting.
Is there
Fill up the holes.
explosives already?
Destroy the tent.
No. Well, not that you've discovered.
None in this part of the world.
This part.
That's a fair way to put it.
Because I was thinking just
We gotta go
blowing
to
that.
China.
But you
for
wouldn't
that.
know that
Close
anyway.
the hole somehow.
Yeah. I would love to be rebel.
Collapse the shrine.
Jonas is
I'm just going to tell them
pretty much if
collapse the
Marco Polo was a
shrine.
cleric. That was my whole
move on.
motivation.
Yeah.
Anyway, so like him,
Close
that
the
meeting
hole.
would be fantastic.
Destroy everything.
Lady
Okay. They
Lady in the
they
Tramp.
look at you
Yeah, right?
with a. Imagine you've only done one thing your entire life.
Mhm.
And now you're being told you don't have to do it. I mean, it's not like something that you can instantly turn off.
Of course.
Accept.
Yeah.
Imagine retirement.
Take a
like-
painting.
Sounds amazing.
It's this great
What
thing.
is
It's
this
called yoga.
retirement
It's not
thing?
my,
I'm listening.
chance to start over.
Is that making noise? No, that was me. I'm sorry.
No. Crystal fell another 10 feet.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
It's not moving this time.
Like more smoke.
It's a chance to start over.
Does anyone want to bet if
It's not going to be
Godric
easy,
got
but
crushed?
you have,
Do
you
you
have an opportunity.
Take a painting. Try yoga.
Does
You
any
know,
of
you
guys
have options.
a way
I recommend
to
the Karma
close
Sutra.
the hole?
Or you could do yoga.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't think I have an extra page, so I
I think
can't.
the only way I know of is to dig.
None of that matters.
I mean, there's only 4 of you left. You got to repopulate somehow, right? So, but I'm just gonna start walking off. I'm gonna flag down the ship for
They all
our
look
ride.
to the
Any of us?
one woman standing.
Yeah. They all pull out knives. Like, all right, I guess who's gonna be the one?
The only other one would be Boulder.
And she backs
I
up
don't
and
think
stuff.
Guntrick had it. But he's
Anyway,
I don't know.
Okay, so
Yeah, I'm gonna flag down the boat.
It's
on
time.
the boat. We'll probably have it.
Flagging down the boat
Yeah.
to row over to
Yeah,
us.
last one I got.
But then you gotta talk to the guy on the
oh,
boat.
I go to the guy. I speak. They speak a language. Is that it?
yes, they do.
So I tell him that we did what we could.
Are you Artemis?
I hope that
I am.
the money I gave you will help you rebuild.
That was very generous of you. Thank you. We'll try to rebuild. Whatever caused the creatures to come from the stone, if you can stop them, that would be greater thanks.
Yes, we will keep an eye on those ghostly things.
Well, don't keep an eye on them.
Try to find them.
Destroy them. Make
Oh,
sure
well.
that burn the remains.
I trust that God will show me the way to
You see a rowboat coming from the ship toward the shore. It's clearly Krigar in the boat, a large fighter-like character with huge pauldrons. You assume he's probably something like a barbarian. He's rowing toward the shore. Everything go well?
As well
I'd
as can
say
be expected.
Mostly.
Are you coming back onto the ship?
We are.
Indeed.
Very well. Somebody helps him guide the boat in. You guys reach out and grab hold. You get a little wet. Nobody gets hurt. Start shuttling people back and forth. It's probably about 5 to 10 minutes, depending upon the waves. It's not a smooth ride, but you would know as a sailor as well. You can't just bring the ship right up to these rocks. So you would just get beat to heck. And he slowly takes you all out toward the vessel. And then finally they lift it up and put it on kind of a makeshift set of davits and raise it up onto the vessel itself.
Is there a camera out of focus? What? Josh said that there was a camera out of focus.
There's a camera out of focus. Well,
You're watching the stream, you would see right there.
I just...
Oh, yeah.
off in the distance you see the fortress that the guy had spoken about. Oops.
Oh, now it's out of focus.
Camera down. Camera down.
And what you are on board the ship. What are you doing?
I will seek out the captain, Brindle.
Yes, Brindle comes down. Hello.
Yes. I acquired a couple of pieces of jewelry from where we were, and I'd like to see if there's anybody on board that might be able to help me identify if there was anything special about them, or if they bring any value.
Well, we can take a look at them. I'm not a jeweler. They looked from one to the other, and we're not jewelers, but we'll certainly take a look at them.
Sure. I'll show them the bracelet and the ring.
Okay. You show it to them, and you're not. I mean, you've traveled from Scotland to somehow managed to make your way all the way here. You know that they have some value.
Mm-hmm.
It's just a question of
what kind of value.
The market value. The market value in where somebody desires it will be X. Where somebody doesn't desire it, it'll be X minus something. Where somebody very much desires it, it'll be X plus something.
Okay.
So you know they have some monetary value, and it looks like they're all fairly valuable.
Okay.
Unfortunately, our merchant is good.
Oh, and
Oh no.
Their what? Our what?
Our merchant. Our resident merchant.
I mean, I've been out of the game for a couple of years, but I can look at it.
Okay.
I can't tell if it's magical, but
Okay.
I can
That's fine.
try to appraise it based on my knowledge of Mediterranean markets. If you want.
That's fine. We could just wait until I get to a town or something.
I need food. I'm looking for food.
We're running low. We have food. Yeah, God, get them some food. Brindle says, "Oh, yeah, absolutely." And he brings out this dish rag and he starts to squeeze it into a mug. He says, "That's pretty good stuff. Trust me. I cleaned it up from the best of all possible places.
I'm gonna give it a sniff.
It smells like ale.
I'm gonna drink it.
Dylan's reminding us.
It's
that
actually
he has,
not bad. A little dirty,
Right.
but not bad."
Good.
Dylan is reminding us
That's what I
that
needed.
he has identified and he's a merchant.
Oh, Dylan's on the stream?
He's on the stream.
Yeah.
Dylan, you're not here.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah, I'm gonna drink it and go find a nice place to relax. And I'm beat. I have a level of exhaustion. I'm just done right now.
I'm
You
gonna.
have no problem finding a place
I'm
to
gonna
relax.
approach
Be interesting
the
to do on the
winged
ship.
guy. What Brindle? Is
Brindle.
Yeah.
Brindle. Brindle's one.
Yes, Brindle's my name.
The whole thing is probably.
Excuse me, sir. Is any of your companions cleric of some sort?
Well, I think it's what you call a cleric. Lilani has some ability to like heal. Is that what you mean?
No, we had an encounter with. We destroyed a crystal, and it was the one from the temple. I wanted just to ask her if she can feel something, if she knows what. I brought this piece of it.
She's below decks with But
our companion is not feeling well right now.
Oh, I'll be right back. Sure. Brindle rushes off. You see him. He disappears for a moment, and then Lillian comes up, shrouded in kind of a orangish cape and sunglasses, if you will, for want of a better way of putting it, and looking at you. What do you have,
sister? I take it out of my bag. It's all wrapped up. This is a piece of the crystal we destroyed. It used to shine a very strong blue light, but it became clear once. I wanted to know if
it looks like a rock.
You can identify.
That's a good start.
It's a nice rock.
Of evil connection or something like that.
She looks to Brindle.
Our friend Kendrick, when he touched the crystal, released a group of ghostly creatures that created the zombies. And I'm afraid
he touched Lil, and he says, "He touched this crystal
when it was shining blue."
She takes hold of it. I don't think there's anything in it right now. It's a rock. I mean, it's a very nice rock.
It's inert now.
Do you want it?
The rock?
Yes.
Yes, I'll keep it.
If you don't want it, I'll take it. But
I'll keep the rock for now.
What do you know? They are adventurers.
I'm afraid the crystal might grow up again.
Like a child?
Yes. I saw we didn't manage to destroy it.
Brindle perks up a bit. Did it have a personality of any sort?
They told me a lady with gold legs inhabited the crystal.
A lady?
Yes.
He looks to Artax. Artax.
It's not his style. He's done some weird things, but cross-dressing has not been one of them. No.
Oh, that's too bad. I hope you find her. If you want. If you're into that. The goat thing. I mean, it's none of my business.
I don't know.
Very
she
well.
seems to be an evil creature.
Oh, I misunderstood. I thought you were something else.
If our paths cross, I'm afraid only one of us is gonna leave alive.
You and the goat.
Yes.
Very well. I wish you and the goat a good round at it then. Right?
Yes.
Yegar has some ale that he mopped up. That he has managed to salvage.
You mean Krieger?
Krieger. I keep calling him the wrong name. Krieger has some ale that he has mopped up. If you'd like some. And
I will gladly take some.
And he manages to bring out several mugs. It's pretty kind of brownish.
It's not the best, but it'll do.
It's the best we got right now.
It'll do.
Until we get somewhere.
What is our course?
Well,
I don't drink, so I'm just gonna.
I'm sorry to hear
beef
that.
jerk.
You
What?
Eat some beef jerky.
You beef jerk.
I'm gonna eat some beef jerky.
Oh, I'm sorry. I hope you have some because we don't.
Matthias
See that
drank his
below
ale
deck?
and then- Matthias just drank his ale and then walked over and sat near the railing, just cradling a small object in his hands.
Okay, so he says, we don't have a course. There's an island south of us. We were going to head there. It's been about, we're about 9 to 10 days from Constantinople, which is where we're going, but we need to stop and get supplies because we've waited here for a few days as well. Unless you can create some kind of food or something.
I can create 45 pounds of food, 30 gallons of water, enough to feed 15 people for a day, every day.
Oh, wow. So we don't need to stop at all unless you need to or want to.
Nope. It's not good food, but it's probably better than what you've got, considering you're drinking.
You can fish some along the way.
Out of a rat.
D&D spells.
Yeah. Clerics, man.
I want to. I'm going to call over to Jonas.
Yes, sir.
I'll do. Grab a pint of ale. Have a seat. I'm going to hand a pint of ale over to him and say, "It's good ale. It's a little dirty, but it's good.
Okay.
You did some good work in there, but you gotta be more careful."
Well, we made it out alive, didn't we?
Just barely, but we did make it out alive.
I think we have a checks and balances system going on. Some of us can be reckless sometimes, and there's always somebody looking out for us. It seems. I hope. So.
Was your Siren Ray looking after you in there?
In a way. I'm still here. We destroyed the crystal.
It's been a long time since we've felt like we've done something good. I mean, I don't even know if it was good.
It seems like the most good thing we've done.
You know, as the skeleton died, he said some things to me. And I'm not quite sure how he knew where I was from or where I would be heading. I'm not too sure about it.
Yeah.
But it's pretty specific. So I don't know what things are in play here.
Mm-hmm.
But I know when I was in there, you know, I felt like somebody was watching after me too. Because I was hitting hard. I was hitting real hard.
Yeah. Yeah, we
I let it take me and just went with it. And it felt good for a change to feel like we were doing something that, you know, nobody else could have done. I mean, all those skeletons, all those bodies in there, were everyone else who would come before us had failed.
Mm-hmm. Well, hopefully we've saved lives and we've made some kind of difference. We're not done yet. We're just getting started. So just getting started.
Cheers.
So the episode
right past my head.
Cedric isn't here.
What do we do
Oh, I'm
when
sorry.
we get to Constantinople?
Yeah, that's top of the list.
Is this conversation pretty much in earshot of most of the deck?
It's up to you.
I kind of pulled him aside, but I mean, we're just sitting there. If everybody else is sitting around
I
drinking,
think that's
and eating,
something
then
we
that's
should
okay.
discuss with everyone.
Right.
So why don't we bring everybody else into this? Talk about what we do at Constantinople.
Before we do that,
Yeah.
before we do that,
The Hungarian prince.
what do we do about the king's hand talking to something down there, whatever that was, some figure.
Yeah.
I mean, I caught it as we were leaving.
Yeah.
Maybe if you
I mean, he was open about Ghazi talking to him. We can ask. That's the best we can do.
if you offer them.
Was he talking to Ghazi?
Right.
Again?
What is it?
How do we know he wasn't speaking with Ghazi?
We don't know. We'd have to ask. Like I said, he was open about that with us. Marius, I've traveled with him for a long time. He's a good man. Stupid with his honor, but a good man. I don't think he'd willingly put us in harm's way, especially not for something in a hole in 200 feet in the ground. We can ask him, and all we can do is trust that he'll tell us the right thing.
Right. Well, I'm going to leave it up to you to do the talking. I have a tendency to maybe let my emotions get the best of me.
How many times have you raged today?
Only once, but it was a big one.
All right. Well, let's bring everybody else in. We'll get to that tonight as well.
All right.
So we're heading to Constantinople, friends. So I gather everybody.
Indeed we are.
We need to drop off the head.
Yes, I forgot about that.
We need to tell him what we know about who Bazan's was working for.
Yes.
Which is the rat hold. Or the Rathold, I don't remember.
It was a Rathold, I think.
The Rathold?
We
We heard
Rathold.
Ghazi say it. We heard
We
Ghazi
did.
pronounce it. How did he pronounce it? Rathold? Okay, so the Rathold. So we know Bazan's was working with the Rathold. Because I have a letter that says that much. We now know Ghazi was working with the Rathold, whoever that may be. So we inform the Theodore
Medicates.
That guy. Yeah, that guy. We tell him what we know, and
If
we
we
check
can.
those boxes.
If we can, I want to find some way to magically contact Pesht. I need to get information of what the Ghazi's nature and what I learned to the king before the knowledge of the event itself gets there, so that there are no misunderstandings.
What did you learn, Thaddeus?
From Ghazi, deal with a previous king for I think it was Venice, maybe. Either way. But what do you mean?
Well, what do you plan on reporting?
That Osman Ghazi is a vampire,
That's good stuff.
and that he is hoping to expand his political domain with the aid of hungry Carpathia. And that's it. That's all that I know, and that's all that I have to report. Unless you're talking about some other conversation.
Well, since you bring it up,
I mean, you're bringing it up right now. What was that going on in the pit?
I may have given some, I suppose you would refer to them as last rites, to Friedrich and Giza, and a spirit in the shape of a great horse may have appeared to me. And I hold up a small idol in the shape of a horse and rider, a very somewhat simplified, like that.
Was it a talking horse?
It was.
Was his name Ed?
No.
I mean, a horse is a horse, of course.
I received this.
Anybody under 40 is no longer watching.
They just don't understand.
Yeah, I don't know how awesome that show was.
All it required was assurance that I would live a right-wise and life within the balance that is maintained in the world.
Is that Tengri or related
I
to him?
believe that it was a sign from Tancred, yes.
Okay.
So it wasn't Ghazi.
No, it was not.
Speaking of
Okay.
the caves, when I went to check on the princess body, he had a circlet and a bracelet, and I believe he belongs to your royal family.
Giza? I don't believe it's the same dynasty, but it's certainly my country's history. It's somewhat obscure now, but yes.
they might want their
Artifacts.
jewelry, their artifacts back.
I can bring it back next time we're in Pest if
Here you go.
Thank you.
I need this stuff.
Okay. You're on the vessel. Anything you're doing?
I'm going to bed.
Okay.
I'm gonna cast detect magic as a ritual,
Okay.
and I'm gonna walk around the ship, detecting magic.
Okay. I mean, there's some things that you know already, correct?
Yes.
So as you wander around, anybody the ship is sailing somewhat southwest to get away from the coastline, but also to head west. Off to the south, across the waves, you see in the distance an island. You, as a sailor who's I assume you have crisscrossed, in addition to going down the African coastline, you've crisscrossed the Mediterranean and perhaps elsewhere. Roll, I'm going to say a perception check with, I know it's like 1,000,000, but, and anybody else who had previously met Guy de Lusignan, please roll.
Guy de Lusignan.
Roll an
guess that's not me.
investigation check with
I don't
advantage.
think I was there for that little exchange.
Okay.
So-
You were.
Oh, I was.
What
You were.
is my check straight up?
Natural 20.
Yes.
17.
Okay.
Natural 20.
Okay. You see off in the distance the island where you had previously met him. You guys are heading west because you're generating food, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. And you see to the south of you the island
Cyprus.
and the city of
Famagusta.
south of you. Okay.
I say to Balder, Balder, wasn't there an island of girls around here or something? Remember that? Didn't somebody say there was an island of girls?
That was back.
People never return.
That was way back at the.
I'm just like small talking with them, like
I
wasn't
I
there
am
like a whole
going
island
to
of girls?
out of the
Yeah, we really should have stopped.
the
We
gold
totally
that I
should
got.
stop
I'm
at
going
the
to divvy
island of
that
girls.
out to whomever wants
Okay.
the gold,
I mean,
Sure.
which would be what
Our journey ever
16
brings us
gold
back
apiece,
that
I
way.
think.
yeah.
I was.
Um,
I was here for that session. That's someone else.
11 gold piece.
Oh, thank you.
You can have my share.
Brindle is up on the deck, just leaning out. He's up on the upper deck, leaning out,
Did you get
just
that?
kind of
Get
watching.
11 gold.
He's not watching you
Brian,
guys.
you
He's
got
just
I need
scanning
it.
the horizon for the
I
time
need
being.
it too.
I'm
Always
taking
give
care
them
of my
Did you guys take your 11 gold?
equipment.
You got your 11 gold?
He divvied up the gold.
So,
we found.
I don't know if we moved past it or
You
not.
can keep mine.
Was the bracelet or any of the stuff we picked up from the guys in the pit magical?
I didn't want to interrupt what anybody was saying.
Oh, I'm
so
sorry.
I hadn't got back.
Oh,
I've
yeah,
forgotten,
my
but I hadn't
apologies.
gotten
Okay,
back.
all right. I just want to make sure that we moved past that.
No, it's cool.
Can I ask if anyone on the ship is history buff or like ancient history?
Who are you asking?
The guy with wings.
I like history, yes, says Brindle. He's up on the upper deck right now. Yeah.
I'll go up to him and show him the crown and see if he recognizes it from anybody, or if it's familiar.
I'm sorry, I misunderstood your question. It's a bit of a different history that I study. From a different place.
What kind of history is that?
It's rather obscure. Very little interest in it. But thank you very much.
Why would I think you meant that?
What?
Said then why would I think you meant that?
I don't understand. He genuinely looks at you rather curiously. I don't understand.
Apparently neither of us do.
It's a very nice crown. It would look good on your head, I think.
All right.
Where did you get it?
Down in the pit.
Oh, the pit.
It was
Oh,
from
that's right, the pit.
Where
Were
was
you
from an
the two of
old
you went?
soldier.
Wow, that's very interesting. He turns it around. Was he rather full of himself?
Yes, he was.
He was he? Interesting.
How do you know that?
I don't know that. And when you left him, what was his reaction? Where was he going? What was he doing?
He was dying.
He was dead.
Yeah. That can't be right. Very well.
It must be this guy they're looking for.
One of these days, I'm going to get these riddles out of you.
They must be looking for that.
They're very
seeing if they can find that
disturbing,
guy
so you
they're
don't
looking
want to
for.
be bothered with it. You
Alexei.
walk around the ship, detecting magic. You detect some things that you had previously known. The large weapon boulder, assuming you had known about.
Boring.
Both of you have
Both
magical
have-
weapons.
both are
You both have
Brian.
magical weapons
Mine is
that
not-
I am aware of.
Mine is not
BBB.
magic at the moment.
And I have a sword.
You
Can I
detect
cast a charm on it? Oh, I keep forgetting. How do we rule that? Is weapon bond magic?
weapon bond. I've never heard that term before. Excuse my ignorance.
Like, you know how I can summon my hammer anywhere I go?
Yeah, it's
He
magical.
created
Would
a
that mean the
magical
weapon
bond.
is magic and you would detect it?
Because it's not there all
Well, you're
the
kind of
time,
wondering
right?
about that, but I mean, I guess it's only if I use it. But they were trying to say there's like an aura around
Oh,
it, where it's
I
like
thought it was actually
magically
a magical
bonded to
weapon.
me.
Okay.
That's an interesting question. I'm gonna
Because
say
I said it was like it's cast as a ritual when I do
I'm gonna
it.
say no for now, unless you want it to be detected.
We were just wondering that. That came up.
I'm
at
gonna
one
say
point.
no for right now. That basically, unless you summon it, it can't be detected. Does that make sense?
Yeah, like
Unless
otherwise
you
it's a
want it.
normal hammer. Yeah.
I mean,
Because I mean, I can do that to any weapon, so I'm
I
just
can't see
wondering
the
if it's like
upside of it being detected all the time. So I don't want to give you a negative. Does that make sense?
yeah.
You detect on Shalom an object that you may or may not have detected before. You detect on Mattias a couple objects. One that you knew you had detected before, a weapon, and then there's he mentioned to you a small horse-like object. I think you showed it to them, correct?
Yeah,
Or you
yes.
didn't just tell them that.
I showed them.
Okay. On Boulder, clearly. No, you don't. I'm sorry. And then on yourself.
I just got the ring.
As you wander through the vessel, the back half of the ship, from
You do have the ring.
side to side, it just seems like there's something beneath the ship that scans from side to side that is colossal and huge, but very incredibly weak in magic. Obscenely weak in magic. As if it almost, as though the magic had faded or is almost gone.
Okay. Do any of them have magical items on them?
The folks there, no, we don't detect anything. There's maybe on the, you wouldn't detect, no. I mean, I don't think a mage would necessarily.
I don't think he
Or,
emanates.
yeah,
himself.
I'm gonna say
Okay.
no.
Okay.
By themselves, no.
All right. I'll ask if you guys haven't gone to sleep yet, or we're not done yet. I'll ask. Can I see your horse?
I suppose. I take it out and
This is the source of the magic.
Yes.
It's magical. I move on to
Yes.
Shalom. Can I see those things you got?
It's a one object.
it's the cross.
Is that? Oh, no. Oh, it's the cross. Oh, I thought it was the bracelet from the pit.
No, I get the bracelet. Right?
Oh, is the bracelet magical?
No.
Oh. Your
Just-
cross is magical. And then I'll continue on with my radar beeping for the next 10 minutes.
What about the crown?
Oh, yeah.
Balder
The
took.
crown.
You didn't mention it.
The crown, the stones are magical.
Ooh.
Cross was a gift from Kosik Mahal.
I'm sorry, my bad.
Nice.
Yeah, there are 3 stones remaining,
imagine
and they're all
actually-
magical.
You explain
Nice.
what happened.
Good to know.
Well, I met Kosemaha when we were leaving
Right.
They put the ground.
the city.
Uh-huh. That's right.
After I am king, all of that happened.
Yeah, that was a lot.
So
Yeah.
And he's headed to. Is he going to Constantinople as well? With
he's going away.
away. Okay.
Yeah,
But
those were
Simonita
his
and
words.
Umbrio are going.
Simonina and Umbrio went, and Charlie.
Charlie. And Durana's at Inigo? I think you'd mentioned earlier.
Yeah, they were going from Inigo to
But the girl, Durana, the small
the little
child.
girl.
Duran.
We left her at Inigo.
Okay. Good.
Actually, Inigo, it's
Oh, yeah.
changing.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Is
they
And
have
it gets-
They got a Starbucks.
a small mercenary army protecting the city now. They're gonna elect a new mayor.
All that
I
money
didn't know
that,
that
they
was
were
a-
that we gave them was put to
I
good
didn't know
use.
that was a thing in these medieval towns. Mayors.
They
It was
are
just
Representatives.
recuperating after
What we did.
the attack.
Yeah, that was a horrible, hostile takeover that
Yes.
ravaged by bandits, absolute savages, terrible, horrible people. Okay, cool. Well, thank you for the update.
I guess I'll
Are
go
you
check
saying
on Oda.
something?
Okay.
Forgot about
Oda
that.
seems
Magic
to be
horse.
rousing.
Got it.
Actually, she's
Yes.
somewhat awake. She sits up.
It is.
cool.
It is. It has-
Ask her
I
if
know
she's
it's
all right.
focused.
How she's feeling.
I'm better. Lilini has been very helpful.
Stage whisper. Sorry.
Lilini has been very helpful.
Like in a
Thank you. No, thank you.
Like in a video game, you're
Lilini
full
has
of
been
once
very
it shows up.
helpful.
Once it gets powerful enough.
Flashes of memories are coming back to me. Obviously, I remember you and I in the palace, but beyond that, other parts are, but they're all disjointed. I'm glad to see you're all right.
Yeah, it seems you used quite a bit of powerful magic with that scroll. Do you know where it took us?
No, but you had mentioned a name. I can't remember it right now. But whoever wrote that scroll set that destination intentionally. I know a little bit of magic, not enough, but in order for that type of spell to work, one has to know where they're going and has to be somewhat familiar with it. And clearly I wasn't, but whoever wrote that scroll wrote it in a way that it would...
What was the name of the rogue?
Adeltine.
yeah.
Oh, that's it. What was it?
Adeltine. She's your friend.
Yes. It's like...
Your sister.
I don't... I know the name. Something about it seems so familiar.
Gotcha. I mean, it seems like she deemed it a safe place to go. I mean, obviously her friends here knew to pick us up here.
Yes,
or pick you
that's
up
what-
here.
That's what I've been told.
But we'll get you back to her.
They were looking for you, apparently. Not you, but someone here.
Yeah, they mentioned that.
And thought, I guess, believed you are that person they're looking for.
But as long as you're with us, we'll make sure you get back to Adeltine safely. And I'm glad you're feeling better.
Well, thank you. I'm looking forward to finding out wherever this goes. What are the rest of you doing?
I mean, how many days are we on the boat now at this point? Are we? Is it,
Okay,
it's just-
well, the first day, second day passes.
Okay.
The island of Famagust of Cyprus.
Cyprus.
unless you guys do anything, disappears in the distance, and you continue west.
Do we have any reason for going there?
So wait, how many
He
days went by?
suspects. Who do you ask? How long
I'm
it will
asking
take?
them because they would be more familiar. I wasn't with them any other time that they were there or anything.
That was Guy did.
How many days passed?
Guy de Lusignan.
2 so
Yeah.
far.
That guy.
Did we have
I
reason to
would
go
like
back
to
there?
make potions as those.
He was a
days
vampire.
went by.
Sure.
Yeah, he was also a vampire.
This is an
It's my ritual before
If,
bed.
Should we go kill him?
if he is,
He's like an old guy who doesn't want, like, he's not hurting anybody.
Okay.
He certainly
Might be a
seems.
really
I feel like I'm
easy
Buffy
target.
now.
And
I
if,
feel like what?
if
Buffy,
he's hostile,
Vampire Slayer.
then he would be very
We
odd.
we left way before it could get hostile though, because we were worried it was going to get hostile. Like we hightailed it out of there right quick. That night, we didn't even stay a night.
I would have heard of. Would I have heard of Lusignan?
You were not there?
No, you
No,
met him.
would I have heard of
Yes.
him
So long rest
historically?
has happened.
Yeah, long rest.
I was there when we met him, but
Roll,
I know.
An investigation check with advantage. Sure. I mean, you're a noble. He's a noble.
that's 19.
Yeah. Yes, you've absolutely heard of him.
Yeah. Then I'm just saying, given what is known about Lusignan, that kind of character shift, so to speak, would be odd. Because nothing I recall indicates that he was the same kind of individual as Osman.
Right. Cool. Clearly, he doesn't have this huge empire, and he's not threatening to take over the world. So,
Yes, and if he is feeding, and he is a vampire, if he is a vampire and he is feeding, then he's clearly not as well fed.
I thought he said he gave up his life. I thought he said he put that behind him. Or maybe I'm thinking of
I don't.
Chopin or something.
I think that I don't know. Might have.
Would
How many people have we seen wearing that amulet now?
Okay, so you're telling me that there's a vampire on an island that we're passing by, correct? On Cyprus?
Maybe.
Yeah.
Okay,
Maybe.
so two things come to mind.
Right.
Should we allow there to continue to be a vampire on this island? Number one, or number two, is there any way that he could help us in some way?
When
With
we
the gods
saw
involved.
him, he was wasting away, it seemed. I'm pretty sure he has given up on his vampiric ways. If I remember correctly, it's been over a year since this has happened in real life. So I'm very forgetful. And I'm pretty sure he's the one who told us to go to France. I think. I could be wrong. It was either him or Chapois. One of the two told us to go to France. I don't remember which because it's so long ago. But
Okay. I'm not trying to metagame, but Chipois de Terre is the one who gave you the guidance to go to Chateau de
Yeah.
Chinon.
I don't think it's metagame. My character would know that. I
Okay,
just don't
yes, I
remember 'cause
understand.
it's
That's
so
why I'm just
long
trying
ago.
to. I'm not trying to guide you. I'm just trying to give you
Okay,
information
well, I
that you would
appreciate
know.
that. I appreciate that.
I put up just because I've got 1,000 pictures on it. That is what those of you who did, albeit it was a piece of paper at that time as opposed to a video screen. That is what Guy de Lusignan, who also went by multiple other names.
Did he have one of those amulets?
Yeah.
Would he be able to tell us what those amulets do?
I think we asked him, and
We
he
did.
gave us no clear answers. We know, I mean, it's an amulet of protection against the sun. We know that.
Okay.
There's different levels, so I think the gold ones are magical and have that property, and there are wooden ones we've seen people have that I think are just symbols of being associated with this sect.
group.
Yeah.
So do we just leave him
right.
on this island?
I mean,
Do we just continue onward? I just want to make sure this is our chance. This is our opportunity. We
this
wanna-
would be our second chance.
If we want to speak to him or if we want to destroy him, now's the chance. I'm up for whatever anybody wants to do, but I just want us to have the conversation.
Do we want to at least do we want to stop in Famagusta at all? That's essentially the main question here. Do we want to take the time to stop in the city, or do we want to continue straight to Constantinople?
I think the faster we get there, the better.
To
Personally.
Constantinople.
To Constantinople.
I agree.
Constantinople.
I think
So all in favor?
we've taken.
Constantinople.
Constantinople.
Okay, continue.
I was just saying we've taken too many pit stops already. We get distracted so easily. I think we need to focus.
Every detour turns
Agreed.
out
We
bad.
do need one pit stop in Constantinople.
Well, that's where we're going.
Okay.
Well, yeah, and then
Okay.
we go to France.
So onward to Constantinople.
Onward to Constantinople, where we'll all handle
Well, the ship
communications.
was going that way.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I just meant because we were passing it out. I want to make sure that we don't just let it
That's
slip
clear.
through the fingers.
Clear.
You told me to tell you when I made 6 potions.
He's made 5.
I've made 6.
Okay, this is not quite as rough and tumble as it looks, but you continue on your way toward Constantinople.
Just to clarify something, when they say illusion, I recognize them too.
You
Definitely.
very much recognize the name. Did you meet him?
No, that was way before me.
Okay.
My time, right?
You were not there
also
for
you weren't
Cyprus.
No, I
Party.
didn't meet the. No.
No, he wasn't in the party either.
But I know the name because he.
Yeah. Oh, we met him
Way.
in real life.
Yes.
Was important at some point.
I mean, this conversation you're having, your characters are having. Yes, you would I'm sorry. Maybe I should have highlighted that. You would absolutely recognize that name, and you would also know that he's been dead for a long time.
Yes. Well, but when they say vampire and
Very,
stuff,
very long time.
that explains some things. Yeah, he should be dead like 1 or 2.
I mean, he looked not great, but he's still alive. So.
It was very sad.
Yeah,
Was
he
he the
had a
third?
monkey
Oh yeah, the
on
monkey.
on a bicycle
That was an interesting creature.
that was powering a
that
fan.
was-
That was pretty cool.
That was interesting. I remember that now.
Yeah.
Never seen one of those before. That was pretty cool.
I've never seen a bicycle.
Now we have a reason to go.
A bicycle or a monkey. We'll come back.
You never even saw a bicycle or a monkey before. You
I
get
know,
to see both
and I
of
saw
them
both at
first
the same
time.
time. It blew my mind.
I don't honestly. If you're even considering that, I don't think it'd be a good idea to go back there.
I think it's a waste.
Well, even then, I'm sure by now word has traveled what we've been doing to vampires, and I mean, I'm wearing their medallion.
Yeah.
Next time I meet
Who knows the monkey
I
still
have one
there?
of my ex-Templar meetings.
And then it would be a total waste.
Yeah.
Next time I have one of my ex-Templars
Could've trained the monkey.
meetings,
Yeah.
I'm gonna tell them, you know,
I'll
Guy,
train that monkey
Yeah.
to get me eyeballs.
way back,
Yeah.
he's still alive, man.
And that would be
Chapter
amazing.
president of
I'm gonna start looking
Cyprus.
for
11, 200 years ago.
Raven.
Still kicking. Yeah.
He was the
Comes back
grandmaster.
with like one on its beak every time.
I'm gonna buy a monkey.
Yeah, that was
Next
that
time-
was
next
at-
time I can
that
find
was
one, I'm gonna buy
not
one.
long
Somewhere.
Was it the
after.
To
third?
fetch his eyeballs.
Were you able to
Crusade.
scoop out what's his
I
name?
think that would have
Dogs?
been
No, he-
third.
well, I didn't try,
Third,
actually.
right?
But I assume he was a good
What's
Ghost
Stan, would that have
swords.
been third or fourth crusade?
Dude, you could
What's
have
the
had ghost
question?
swords.
He
He
didn't
would have been
see
shut
him.
down.
You could have had ghost
Third or
swords.
fourth.
Ghost
Would have done
swords.
exactly like I'm doing.
Oh, you're challenging my history.
I do
I'm
think
sorry.
it would have been third.
I'm gonna.
I think it was the
Would have
third.
grabbed the money.
I'm gonna have
First
to
one.
phone a friend.
So yeah,
right,
that would have
right.
been not long after the order was founded by Hugh the Painter.
Definitely buy a monkey and train it. That is for sure.
200 years
You have
ago.
enough money to do it.
Well, I mean, yeah, 11, 10. Something like that. Alright.
So in the morning, I make breakfast.
I'm still trying to find the perfect cat folk.
I do maintenance to my equipment
There's not too much
as
that
it's
look like
proper
backseat.
because there's salt
Cat
in
folk is
here.
next best.
There are
Salt's
some
bad
axes out there,
for
but they're not very good.
everything.
Because I have a couple of them.
The days lazily pass. The ship passes over. You're accustomed to this. For the rest of you, we're not going to get into it because it doesn't serve any real purpose. But it takes a little while to get your quote sea legs. The ship goes slightly off the coast to go south of the mainland or south of the land, just so that it's not traveling along the rocky shoals, but it never departs far from land itself.
Okay.
The ship seems to bob somewhat uneasily for you, as if its center of gravity is somewhat incorrectly balanced for its type of role.
Okay.
But at the same time, it manages to lazily make its way west, and then it starts to cut its way up through the Aegean, through the Dardanelles, and eventually makes its way toward Constantinople. And you see in front of you, huge, for a medieval European city, a huge city rises in front of you. There's a great stir and bustle in the Constantinople that you know. And
How many days have gone by?
9 days.
Ooh.
It took 8 2/3 days to get there.
Oh no.
Now 10 days old.
10 days old.
My strength is running out.
So you're
Yeah,
19
my
years
taxes
and
are
10 days older now.
Every
Yeah,
day matters now.
What happened with that? That was weird.
If there's anything
Never
you wanted
resolved
to
it.
do
Like many
during that
things,
period,
we never resolved it.
you can go
I don't
ahead.
think there was any way to resolve
Shall
that.
we?
Oh, wait, I don't think so.
Wait, we're in Constantinople now?
Yep. You
where are we
see-
at?
You are pulling up to the docks as you speak.
On my way there,
Yep.
I do just one thing. I inform. I tell Kose Mahal with the Paw of the Cross, right, that I can talk with him once a week.
Yes.
I
Via
tell him-
the equivalent of sending, so
Yeah.
20 words.
I tell him that we found something. And I tell him about the crystal in 20 words.
Tell me.
Yeah, you gotta do it,
You
man.
gotta do it, man.
Give me a minute.
No.
I'm gonna have to figure out the
Take,
20 words.
you would know that you have 8 days to figure this out. So I mean, or as much time as you want. So yeah, 20 words because he can only reply once. Does that make
I think
sense?
it's 25 words.
Or 25? Is it 25? I thought it was 20. But
25, I think.
okay.
Think Twitter. Hey, Cozy. Sup.
Throw a couple of hashtags.
Sup
up there.
back. See you next week.
See you.
NXT.
NXT.
It's,
WK.
it's 25 words.
25 words. Yeah, 25 words. Okay?
Pull me.
Okay, so in front of you, you see
Constantinople.
the huge city of Constantinople. There's a great stir and bustle, which is the normal prevail at Constantinople. You've been here before. Very, very busy port. The city seems to be, though, however, in a state of lockdown. You see guards everywhere. Guards patrolling in groups. And they seem to be searching every ship that arrives. Your ship slowly starts to pull into dock. A couple rowboats come alongside. You toss down some lines so that they can row it into a dock itself. You just can't sail right into a dock.
Okay.
Go ahead. Can you what?
Can I, as we get off the ship, can I ask the guards that approach us what's going on?
It takes a little while for the rowboats to pull the vessel up against a dock. You hop down. Some of the guards are like, "We need to come aboard." Brindle's like, sure.
I'll
You
ask
ask
him
them.
what's happened here.
Well, there's been some attacks in the city, and a while back there was a massive explosion in the Hippodrome, and now they're just searching every vessel. Plus, the war is not going so well, so...
Just the TSA.
Well, we have nothing to do with any of that, so come on board. Take a look.
Very well. They go on board.
They mentioned everything we did.
Everything.
The character with the large, conical, hooded cloak comes out. Kind of, as best you can tell, looks askew without seeing the person's face. And then guides them into a large room at the back of the vessel. And they kind of scratch their heads as they're coming out. kind of looking at each other like, whatever. And then they walk off the vessel.
Just like that.
Do I have a what?
Blank piece of paper.
What was the wizard saying?
Will an index card be
Just
all
like
right?
Zubex. Confuse the hell out of everybody.
Yeah.
I'm sure they just sound like a weird bunch of machines.
These
For her
cities.
ride,
So I'm going to talk to
there was an
John
explosion
and
in
Balder.
the hotel, stuff like that.
Talking to John and Balder, I was like, these large cities give me kind of an uneasy feeling.
They can be quite intimidating.
Yeah,
They are.
especially considering our current state of affairs, our recent activities. Okay, a similar feeling.
I think we need to be on guard here.
Maybe not go around announcing we're the champions of the sun.
I agree.
Maybe, not going around.
Well, we need to go to
We have to see Theodore
We are the
Medicles.
Medicles.
I think he needs to know who we are. He should probably know who we are.
Right.
But otherwise, kind of keep on the down low. Also, on the boat trip here, I'm sure it goes without saying, but I was casting gentle repose on the head and the.
Yes, I'm
Just
going to go with the idea that unless you tell me otherwise, you're
Okay.
doing that.
Just making sure. Because I don't want it to be more gooey than it already was.
I think
before.
you did a good job of making it very clear that that's what you guys were doing. With that and with the heart.
Okay, excellent.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So,
All right.
if we are unimpeded, head
Roll.
to the
Go ahead.
Well, you.
head. I was gonna say we should probably head to the palace.
Roll an investigation check, everybody who was here previously.
Nice.
18.
7.
I get a 15.
You see the Re d'Italia, several berths down to one side.
Oh.
Your ship that you came here on. There's some movement on the ship, some bodies moving around.
Should we go over?
Yeah, that's our ship. We paid him to wait. We paid him, I think, to take us back too. Let's go say hi.
Yeah.
As you approach, you see Flavio up on board the vessel.
Ahoy!
Flavio was the captain.
Ah! Borda, right?
That's right. It's been a long time.
Yes, Flavio de Joy.
Okay.
You don't remember me.
I thought it was Emilio de Bruno.
Like I said, Emilio Father Bruno.
Yes, I believe Flavio Joya was the guy with the compass.
Yeah,
I'm
that's what
sorry,
I thought.
my bad. My name is
Hey,
Emilio.
Emilio de Bruno! How are you doing? It's Emilio Jonas from Venice. How are you doing?
Venezia.
Jonas, what happened to your voice?
This is how I always talk. Now I'm just doing the accent.
Okay, let me get back to you.
Oh!
I'm not gonna ignore you.
That's how Jonas always talks.
Emilio,
like
yes, my
Luigi.
name is
Yes.
Emilio.
Well,
Yes.
no, it's like Mario.
You should probably do that all the time then.
Yeah,
My name is
I'll
Jonas.
start.
You
I'll start.
sacrificed my crew.
Are we starting
Yes, I
accents
am
now?
Emilio, not for,
If I was
not the
doing
other
that, it
guy.
wouldn't be that.
Not the other guy who gave you that compass, yes.
Yeah,
I want to hear
Anyway.
the fireside chat. I want to hear the
welcome
fireside
back.
chat dialogue with that accent.
It's been so long since you've been gone.
Yeah.
That sounds like a song.
It does. Since you've been gone,
Ah! Yeah!
Breathe for the first time.
Now sing that with an Italian
It's
accent.
been so long since you.
I think
No.
you have a very beautiful singing.
Thank you very much.
It's very impressive.
It'll never catch up.
Super Jonas Bros.
In a couple
What?
thousand years.
George says Super Jonas Bros.
Yeah.
When men can fly, that song
Super
was popular.
Jonas Bros.
Aragam is aboard with that little child that he brought with him.
All right.
Yes.
Oh.
The boy's name is Genk, I think. Unless I've forgotten that, like my name as well.
I don't remember that, so I'm gonna take your word
Yes,
for it.
that's the son of
What's his name? Did he give me a place to leave him?
Bazan's
Terrar. Yeah, he's Terrar's son. Did he tell me where to leave him?
Are you asking me?
No, I'm asking God. I'm asking my memory, my character's memory.
No, he did not.
He never specified.
He said, take him and establish him in Constantinople.
I'm just gonna leave him on the street.
Yeah,
Just, here you go, kid. I did
He
what
was
you
giving
had.
some cash.
What?
He was giving cash.
What?
He was giving money. Wasn't he? The
He's
boy.
like 9 years old.
Oh yeah, no.
And he went off. He rode off with who?
He rode off with
With Argam.
Yeah, he had money.
Yeah. Well, yeah, we gave him money. No, but so the kid's still here. So we're gonna, you know what we're gonna do? We're gonna take him to the palace, and we're gonna see if they'll keep him as a ward or something. And then he's in the palace.
Okay.
No, well, he's supposed to be in Constantinople, established. So,
Why don't you ask the boy where he wants to be?
He's like 9. He doesn't get to decide.
Children are interests.
Oh, yeah. Well, all right.
I mean, you've been carrying around his father's head for how long now? I mean,
You've been carrying around the head. I've just been casting magic on you.
yeah. Then I can tell the kid what to do because I'm kind of like his father now.
That's not how that works. There's no transitive property of head ownership.
Well, I own the head. It's like having the conch.
I think we collectively own the head.
Yeah, it's a group head. So,
I had nothing to do with this thing.
Back of the horse.
Do you want me to take the head out and have the father tell his kid what to do?
you gotta use it like a puppet.
Yeah.
Let's not do that. That, as funny as that may be. Let's not do that.
Let's not traumatize the poor
So
boy.
what we're while you guys
Anyone who's
do
already
whatever you have to do, I'm gonna look for Simonida and the other lady and the dog.
They won't be here yet.
Right.
They were on foot, right?
9 days.
Yeah, they had time. They should be here.
Any good to
Soon,
here?
if not.
How are you going to? You're standing on the docks. How are you going to look for them?
That's a good point.
I know. I'm. Tom is trying to understand.
No, but
You're outside of a huge city. This is where you are right here.
was there a place that you guys came here in Constantinople? That you
palace.
guys went to? The
This
palace?
boat and the palace.
So
You last spoke to her.
Yes.
and
She told you she would meet you on the ship.
Oh, great. So she should be. She said she'd meet us on the ship. This ship. Right here.
okay, so I'm not gonna look for them. If
She
they're
there?
You can. I mean, I thought you meant you were going to go around the city or something.
Is she
like
there?
that.
Is she?
No.
No, she is not.
Okay.
She's not.
Correct.
She's not there.
So hopefully she's gonna
You know
be
what we
at the
should do?
palace.
You should find a
she's
random
a
family and
noble
marry
branch.
them alive.
She's a noble.
She's a noble.
Get that
I
guy.
was
I
traveling
hope she's
with
not
her
at the palace because we
before
took
we
her
were
away from
robbed
the
by
palace. That was like the whole point.
Roll an insight check with advantage.
I just realized I have to go pay the Thieves Guild.
What?
Repeat the number.
23.
Gun
You
trick.
know that Simonida.
The Merchants Guild or whatever he was part of, and he burned them
found by
because they were trying to rob him.
Yeah, I'm assuming she would avoid.
We
the
should do
palace
that
at
in
all
this city
costs.
too.
That would be my assumption.
Okay, just making.
And she's
I know
not-
there's been some time.
Yeah,
So-
because we took her away from that. We were commissioned to bring her
Seriously,
elsewhere
forget what city he did that in.
from the palace.
Sagut or something.
Yeah,
Everybody roll a perception check.
23.
A whopping 6. Oh, nope, 8.
22.
Oda is up on the deck. She's kind of looking around, kind of
21.
disjointedly.
16.
16. You see a figure that you probably, I think, if you recognize.
Did we both get 16?
I rolled a 22.
Oh, right, 22. And as do you. You see a figure that you probably recognize. Yeah, I think you do.
So the three of us, I guess.
I had a 23. So
21.
Oh,
it's,
Jumnus. I'm
23.
sorry, I didn't hear you, Jumnus.
And I got
My
Did
bad.
the six?
Everyone
did the
I got the
16.
16 there.
I rolled a 14.
Not right
So
away.
me and you
You're
are just
looking
checking
at
out
your
checks.
So it's
I'm
me,
looking at my fiance.
Balder and I are just checking out checks right now.
and we think we
You
recognize.
should marry that one
Yeah,
too.
what about that one over there?
Hans.
Ew. She's at the docks.
That could mean one good thing, though. It means they just got into town.
You recognize a figure approaching the vessel.
Okay, I never saw that.
Yeah, I've not met her.
Oh, I did. I know her well.
I know her.
Yeah, right. You know her well.
I know her
So
well.
the only person who recognized her is Jonas.
Yeah, you recognize. She seems to be rapidly
didn't see
approaching
her.
the ship.
We didn't see her.
Which ship?
Your ship.
My ship.
Well,
The ship.
Flavio.
yeah,
Not Flavio.
Emilio.
Father
Father
Bruno's. Re di
Oda's
Italia.
on our ship as well.
I'm sorry?
Oda's on
Oda's
that
still
ship?
on your
Oda's
ship.
with us.
On the Amelia ship?
You brought her with you. Right?
Yeah, okay.
She's with us right now.
Okay.
Unless-
Cool.
Right?
And you recognize her as well.
He hasn't
As does
seen her.
No, he
Boulder.
didn't see her. The only
He
one.
failed his.
No, you
he,
know.
He failed his roll.
I'm.
He failed his
I-
perception
he
roll. He doesn't
failed.
see her
He
without
failed.
approaching.
Oh, so
He
I'm the
doesn't
only
see her
one who sees
approaching. I don't
Okay.
see her, but
All
I
right.
would recognize her if I saw her.
I'll make a scene out of it. I'll say, hey, Edeltine, good to see you.
Yes, you too. And she comes running up the gangplank toward Oda. Oda! Oda! She runs to embrace her. Who's near her?
That'd be her
That'd be
future
her.
husband.
Roll
husband.
perception check with advantage.
A 17.
17. You see Edeltine lean into Oda, and she hugs her, and she says, and you overhear her say, "Do you have it?" Oda takes a lean back, looks at her like, "What?"
Okay, I'll just interrupt. Have what?
To be continued.
Oh, no.
Boom.
Very good, very good.
Everybody have a good time?
Of course.
Yeah.
Indeed.
Okay.
It's nice to be back in the city. Woo!
Finally.
Not on the run.
Away from
Yeah.
from the Ottomans.
Which,
Jonas has reignited Baldur's love for monkeys, and he's going to attempt to find one.
I have very fond memories of monkeys.
Monkey.
He was very cool, and I would like to own my own. I'm going to find a monkey.
oh, the monkey in Famagusta?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I will find my own monkey.
Yeah.
And
who-
train him.
Somebody liked him. Somebody really liked him. I remember.
Didn't
he
say
liked
he-
him.
The monkey was
Didn't
cool.
say
Oh,
we need
I
a
will
monkey.
answer
I think
this
I
at the
did. I
next.
think
when
I
we
was
get
like
back.
trying to interact with
Didn't
it
wanna-
and do
Yeah.
something with it because I was like, I
Everybody
never
was
seen
like
this
that.
before.
Yeah,
What
yeah,
is
Because
this?
you may not
you
answer it right
you went
away
full in,
If
leaning into
I-
the monkey.
if
It's
I
just-
have,
And it
one
would, like,
of the
ignoring
six
us.
cards-
Yeah. It had
Just
a
want a
job to
blank
do.
card?
It was a
No,
very
the-
busy
the,
monkey.
the one describing the
Poor
power
monkey.
up.
We should have stopped and
You
saved him.
can keep all of
We
these
should have
cards.
stole the monkey.
Thank you. The
We
ones
need
I
to
gave
start
you.
stealing
There's some
more
others,
out of
but
these.
you didn't go that direction.
It's just that since I have this connection with him, and I imagine he knows a lot of people, I'm just informing him that things are not looking that good right now.
It's all good.
There's
Things are
stuff's happening.
I don't know how long he has to respond, but he will. Well, he might get back. You don't know that yet. He doesn't have to respond. Traits, ideal, bonds, flaws. We'll start on this side tonight. Jumness, Brad, things you did in character, things. What you like, dislike, blah blah blah.
You almost died.
I did almost die.
It's pretty in
but,
character.
but I remain committed to defeating the evil.
You spoke like
At
Luigi.
the cost of my own life, I spoke like one of the Mario brothers. Absolutely.
It's
Jonas is starting to become more focused, and I think like with the spell and like let's ignore everything else and go straight to Constantinople. That was playing that aspect up. That he has these goals and he knows that they're important, and now he's committed to them, to doing them. Like no more interruptions, no more side quests. We're just doing what we gotta do. So that was I tried to play that up a little bit.
Because
You know,
experience.
I know. I guess I'll shoot.
Okay, cool. Brad, no Brad. Balder, Brian.
I guess not too much personality-wise. Just keeping the fighting going, knowing that we had to destroy that crystal at all costs. And then as we move closer to Constantinople, I get a little closer to the goal that I would like to accomplish. That is at the front of my mind.
Ah,
That's all I'm thinking about.
The monkey.
The monkey!
Yeah, no, I
Listen,
don't
I have
think
many goals, okay?
Kip did much for
I'm
his
complex.
traits, bonds, flaws, etc.
You have layers.
Participated in the battle, and
Layers.
kind of just he just went along today.
Mattias.
Easily
Well,
distracted.
I think that
Somehow he's turned into it.
I think that the biggest thing was this little exchange, but I also tried to act as a sort of low-level crowd control. It wasn't terribly successful because I just kept having to fight the things because they kept getting back up. I think that Matthias has been trying to be a bit more open as of late with things, and that I think he's also beginning to move in a slightly different direction than he originally had with his interpretation of how he can fulfill his duties and still be a good servant to his god and his king.
Okay, cool. Thank you. Shalom.
Okay,
Shalom in the hole.
yes. I try to keep my optimism. I really believe we were doing the right thing by destroying the crystal. And one of the reasons that I stayed behind too, because I had to see the crystal being destroyed was I was thinking of my flaw. That once I pick a goal, I am obsessed with it, and my goal was we have to help these people, and I have to stay here until we're sure we did something. And even at the cost of 66 damage, was it?
Yeah, that was a lot.
That was insane.
Which is to be expected.
Okay.
I was fine.
Drop the whole cabin.
That was good.
Even if I took full damage, I would have still been up.
Yeah, I'm fine. But I wasn't near there, so it didn't matter.
Boren?
I would have brushed off the dust.
Borinth. So, similar to John, he's getting a lot more focused, and he's being very open, continuously asking questions about Jomis' god and the possibility of there being other forces out there. He's been really exploring that, and in battle, he's just like we said before, he's just that wrecking ball. He locks onto his target and just stayed through it, stuck to it. And also just being open, trying to be open with the group as far as what our goals are. Also, like I said, just trying to be focused on what we're trying to accomplish and trying to figure out who we are and trying to do some good, because we've had those conversations before about feeling like we're always doing the wrong thing or bad things, or what's the difference between the good and the bad. So really trying to make an effort to make some good decisions.
Okay, cool. Cool, thank you. Mark, can I ask you to tap on the icon again, please? Thanks. Guys, I hope everybody had a good time tonight. I think you accomplished a huge endeavor. I mean, you never know. It's hard to scale battles sometimes, but I thought it was fun. I hope you guys had a good time with the battle.
Great.
I hope you had I hope it tried to make it interesting. Yeah, they're not per the monster manual, but that makes it a little more interesting. I tried to. Brian, in playing Borinth, you truly are the wrecking ball. Oh my gosh. The amount of damage you can churn out. Yeah. And but you also play it. It's not just the mechanics of the character. So 907 on experience. It was a huge number of experience because you guys killed a big, powerful guy tonight. Shalom. Your faith, I like the way you're playing it. Not that my opinion matters at all, but I think it's cool that you're RPing it, and I think that's a great element. I thought that was pretty impressive that you passed off something to Matthias that he can possibly hand off to kind of an RP moment to somebody else, as opposed to just being a murder hobo and cashing it in, so to speak. Awesome. 907 on experience. Reiner, Matthias, I'm thrilled that you could join us.
As am I.
I hope the card thing was interesting.
It was.
I haven't done that with you because you're not here, and it's very difficult to do it via text. I did the discussion, but it wasn't a dream sequence or any kind of personal sequence. But that was just a discussion between you and Osman Ghazi. but it's really, I can't think of another way to do it remotely. So I hope that was interesting.
It was.
Can you access email from where you are? Do you have email on there somewhere?
Email over here?
I don't know. Because I was going to say, like, thinking that you can send in pre-generated emails. You know?
Well,
Just
I'll answer that and then I'll come back here. I originally, if you guys remember, I used to use a computer when I DM'd, and I found, and then once we started streaming, which is really cool to me because it also taught me a lot too. Going back and watching it, I found that I spent way too much time looking down here, as opposed to looking at you talking to me and listening to you. I think I still don't pay enough attention, and I miss what people say sometimes. But I think I intentionally got rid of the computer. So can I access email? Yes. Do I want to? I'd rather just have some notes that
I was just thinking for the sake of like sending him, like you could pre-generate the emails, save him the draft, and then send them off to him when
we
away.
did do that with Osman, I pre-generated a series of JPEGs, and I sent them depending on which way he went. But it's not as simple as it sounds.
Okay.
It's not because I have them stored in a file, and then I got to go through and figure out which one it is. It's not so simple, but I don't want to bore you with that. I'm trying to, me as the DM, listen more to you, which means, quote, we call it in my job, active listening. The sender sends the message. The message has its content. You have the barriers to communication, and the receiver receives the communication, and then you acknowledge the communication, blah, 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 blah. But if I'm down here,
doesn't really...
Something's going to get lost in translation. For me.
Yeah.
There are other people who can do it very successfully. I'm just not that good. So I want to avoid a computer if I can. I've got, between nobody knows, I've got a stream deck back here that I'm switching. I've got a monitor. I've got Sirenscape. I've got my notes. I got enough stuff. I don't need any more stuff. But thank you, though. Reiner, I'm thrilled you could join us. I know that you might be able to join us on spring break. That would be great if you can. If you can't, no big deal. We'll see you in maybe June, July. It's interesting to see where Mattias is going. Thank you for the character log. I didn't get a chance to read it because I got it kind of late. But because you did it, a little bonus on it, so $9.97 on experience. Mark, Kip, the lost part, we didn't really get into that today.
Yeah.
I mean, because there really was no part for it. But that's okay. I mean, this was kind of a combat-focused game that... but that's good. It's interesting to see where it's going to go. I still harken back to the previous visage or whatever you had, and I'm interested to see where you go with that. Obviously, now that you guys are back on the mainland, not that you have to go in anywhere with it, would be interesting to see where you go with it. Thank you for the adventure log. I did read it, but I very briefly read it because I just got it this morning, so I got to go back and read it and digest it. $9.97 on experience. Ryan, you're another tank. You and Borinth are like vying for who's the ultimate tank of the party. People don't know, but Brian's also helped me out with a lot of stuff with this wall. This is like the wall in what's that? Game of Thrones? What's the wall called?
The wall.
This is the wall. This is the Game of Thrones wall. He's helped me out with this, and he's helped me out with something that's also hidden over there in the corner that nobody can see, and hopefully we'll get to incorporate unless you guys bypass it.
We're not.
I hope we just didn't bypass it. I hope we didn't just bypass it tonight.
We may have bypassed
didn't bypass
the
it tonight.
We may have bypassed the other.
You know what? I create the world, you walk in it. So, but thank you very much. I can't thank you enough for everything that you have done in terms of making stuff too. Not that I can give you, it's fair to give you experience for that, but thank you very, very much. 907 on experience. Brad, again, similar to both Mattias and Shalom, it's very interesting the way you play this dynamic of, for me it is anyway, for how you play this dynamic of your virtue also being your fault, if you will. It's for me, I find it just intriguing to watch, and so thank you for indulging me. Thank you for your character log. It also gave me time to review it and to look at it and digest it and think about some of the things to try and incorporate. 997 on experience. Did everybody have a good time?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, well, thank you for watching. My teleprompter is broken. Thank you for watching Seven-Sided Die's Carpathian Adventure. If you there, it is working. So we'll go back up here for a moment. Thank you for watching Seven-Sided Die's. What's going on? Thank you for watching Seven-Sided Die's Carpathian Adventure. Again, we got to thank Sirenscape for the use of their sound effects. Those great sound effects you hear in the background. They allow us to use that. We do pay for it. But they allow us to use it as long as we tell you, hey, it's really cool. And we're telling you, it's pretty cool. That's www.sirenscape.com. Thank you, artist Yenu, for the terrific character sketches. When his stuff becomes available again in March, please patronize him at the @ JEIUNA draws, DRAWS on Instagram, or the @ on JEINU on Tumblr and Twitter. Please comment in the Twitch chat room, on Instagram, and on YouTube below. Please let us know how we can improve this stream. And please follow us on Twitch, Instagram, like or subscribe on YouTube. And as Brian the Hammer says, I need a bell here, guys. Ding that bell. For now, thank you for watching. Seven-Sided Die.
I was using my phone. I went from that video.
Huzzah.